touchdowns this year for Jones. He's done it all. And what do you think, Coach? This should be a really good game.
Yeah, I think it's going to end up down to the defenses, to tell you the truth. I think both offenses are pretty strong. It's the defenses that are going to match up. I'm really curious to see how Woodford plays West Jessamine, too. Woodford's known for playing that 4-4 look. We've seen a lot of 3-4s and 4-3s, but they run a lot of 4-4s, and we'll explain that as we go along.
Do they play any cover, too?
They do play cover, too. That allows the running, I'm looking to see if they play man. I don't know if they play any man. I don't know a lot about West Jessamine. But Woodford, they'll play some man-to-mans.
I did see some film of West Jessamine, Steve, and Bryce Chestnut, the running back, in that film was the real deal. He ran about 6 consecutive plays, positive yardage, and they got 2 good receivers, particularly Ernest Stanfield. He's caught 29 passes, 467 yards, and 5 touchdowns this year for West Jess. There are 2 receivers, by the way. Stanfield and Carter have combined for 890-some yards this year receiving and 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's the bulk of what Bryce Chestnut has done. And not only that, but the bulk of what Jacob Jones has done. He's passed for over 1,000 yards already this season. He's completing 55% of his passes. He's been incredible. And you told me some news that I didn't know. He's already been offered.
Yeah, Jacob Jones has been offered by UK. His father, Pookie, was the quarterback at UK. And, you look at Dennis Johnson, the history he has at UK with Craig Hughes and company. Dennis Johnson was recruited by Tim Couch, of all people, to come to UK and then being an NFL All-Star. So I tell you, this Jones kid's a really good quarterback. You just got to think, does West have enough to go with it?
Well, you know what? Woodford County is going to hold their own, though, tonight because the quarterback for Woodford County has put up some big numbers of his own, Bryce Patterson. He's completing 64% of his passes, over 650 yards, 6 touchdowns through the air with only 1 interception, Coach. And he's had some good targets. When you look at it, Aiden Nelson has been his best target, 8 catches, 200 yards on this season. And a little-known fact, his dad, Jerron Brown, played for Pitt, also a big name around Lexington, because he played basketball here in Woodford County.
Yeah, head coach of Woodford County right now.
Yeah. Right. Jerron played basketball. I believe he played in Lexington at Bryan Station.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he played at Bryan Station. In fact, my son played with him, and Jerron's a heck of an athlete. He's a superstar. And when he played at Pitt, he's on their Walk of Fame now.
Really?
At Pitt, yeah, for his basketball prowess. So, yeah. And then, of course, Dennis Johnson was a super football player when he was in 3rd grade. I think he started for Harrodsburg when he was like in 6th grade or something like that. Big guy.
Insane that him and his brother both, they played high school football when they were elementary and middle school kids. And, of course, Dennis went on to an NFL career, and he was all everything, Gatorade National Player of the Year, and everybody wanted him.
And their father, Derek and Dennis's dad.
Yeah.
He's a legend in the area.
Yeah, he coached at Harrodsburg and took them a number of state championships, and seemed like it was always a battle with Harrodsburg and Beechwood.
Absolutely. Those were good games, too. Those were people slugging it out every time.
And, of course, Alvin Johnson coached those guys for a lot of those games.
Who this field's named after.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. So you're listening to the Jack Hayne Ford Countdown to Kickoff pregame show. Steve Trussler alongside of Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan. Coach, tell me when the defense is strong and the offense from the other team is strong, typically what gives?
Turnovers. It's whichever team can knock the ball loose. If you can get that ball out where you get an extra time with the football, then yeah, that's the difference. Most good teams know how to, when they get an opportunity, they know how to score off the other team's mistakes. So that'll happen in the college game, that'll happen in the high school game, anywhere. It's going to happen. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for. These quarterbacks are darn good, and if these teams ignore. If they lock up on receivers and ignore the quarterback, both these guys can run the football. So they're going to get some yardage there.
That's a good point. Both really good running quarterbacks. So you better watch out if you're looking for the pass, because that quarterback will tuck it in the game 10 yards in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one of the things we talk about a lot, Steve, is when teams play man-to-man, they're man on everybody, but that leaves nobody on the quarterback. And a lot of times that's when you see the quarterback run. He'll drop back. The defense will turn their back and run with the receivers, and the quarterback will run. But we'll see if there's any man.
I hope that's not foreshadowing for tomorrow's game versus Florida and Kentucky.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
It sure does. I tell you what, both of these teams, West Jessamine comes in with a 3-2 record. You're looking at Woodford County at 5-0. They are ranked 3 or 4, depending on where you look, in Class 5.
And you have to look who they open up with. They open up with Glasgow, a really good Glasgow team who's ranked right now in their division. They beat them like a drum, like 52-0.
Yeah.
And what happened to Glasgow? Nothing happened to Glasgow.
Yeah.
Glasgow hasn't lost since then. This is a good Woodford County team, very physical, very good team.
You got that right. And what really, I think, opened eyes after that, they trumped Covington Catholic, beat them 34-13, went to Dunbar, put a whipping on Dunbar, 62-12. Tate's Creek forfeited. Gary smacking Coach B and going, "Oh, so sorry to hear that." Then, of course, Tate's Creek had to forfeit their game due to COVID.
How's Boone County going?
They're not too good, Coach. They've won a couple games, though.
And now you look at West Jessamine, they're holding their own. I mean, they put up a fight against Southwestern and really didn't do as bad as people might have thought. They came back, beat George Rogers Clark. They beat Henry Clay soundly. They lost to Blazer, but they came back and beat their rival Cross County and East Jessamine 26-7 last week. So they've played 5 games. Woodford, even though at 5-0, they've only played the 4 games, so they might be a little healthier.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. When you get to this time in the year, those little nagging injuries sometimes, maybe a kid doesn't miss a game, Gary, but he might be just nicked up where he's not full speed.
Well, I tell you, a kid that did miss a game last week against East was Ernest Stanfield. The young man out of the backfield caught a little flare pass around the right side, went about 85 yards for a touchdown, and that's why he's got 467 yards in receptions. He's a real deal. He's fast. Carter's fast. I look for West to give Woodford a fight. It should be a good ball game, but Woodford to me is just too physically strong up front. They got a great offensive and defensive line.
Preston Stacy, the running back at Woodford, is somebody you're going to talk about a lot tonight.
1,000-yard rusher last year.
Yeah, and you're looking at a guy that, quite honestly, is going to develop into a top running back who's going to get plenty of offers. He next year will be a candidate for Mr. Football. I think that's the type of running back he is.
Yeah, he got 1,000 yards as a sophomore, so that's pretty astute right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, are you familiar with the kicking game for either of these teams?
Both teams have very good kickers.
I know Sawyer Ford kicked the game winner against Franklin for Woodford County, and he's only a sophomore, so he's clutch for such a young kid.
And Isaac Mainers is a sophomore, but he's 6'1" and 220 pounds, so he's a good-sized kid.
I'm really curious, again, to watch the matchup between the offensive line, especially West Jess' offensive line against Woodford's big, quick defensive line.
West has some good size too, Coach. They got, you look at their line, they got Michael Lewis Sims, 6'3", then they got Carlos Placencia, 5'11", 278, and then you go on the right side, they got Matthew Guys, 265, and Grant Campbell, who's 250. So they got some size.
Yeah, it'll be a good matchup.
Oh, yeah, and Woodford's, don't forget Tristan Cook, that right guard, 6'6", 300 pounds junior. He's going to go Division I for sure. Coach Smith or Coach Johnson talks about him quite a bit.
I love that kid. There was a teacher at Woodford today that tweeted out before fall break, because it's fall break at Woodford next week, that kid's in her class, said that he has the best attitude, just no sir, polite, really, really humble kid, really good kid. And the teacher made a point to tweet that out.
Yeah, I think that's important when a teacher, an English teacher actually that I saw, did that. Yeah, nice, really nice.
Yeah, you're an English teacher.
That's a dream student, right?
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, it's really nice to have football players are leaders. Let me tell you why. Football players and soccer players, and in some cases band. And the reason is because they're the first teams when the school year starts that are together. They're the first group. There are so many kids that come to school and don't know anybody, especially freshmen. They're looking forward to coming back to school. Whereas these guys have been practicing for a month.
Yeah,
and so they know each other. They formed a brotherhood.
You're right,
And they
Coach.
feel comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable. You're right. You mentioned the band, the marching band. The marching band from Woodford walked past this trailer we in. Every one of them looked in, waved. They're all just my daughter was a marching band person. She played clarinet for the Beechwoods band and for Lloyd's band, won state championships. But the band kids are just great kids. They're good in the classroom. They practice all the time. They practice more than the football team, and they get no kudos. But they're just really nice kids, and I noticed that from the Woodford band.
And not just nice kids, but look how respectful they were.
Yeah.
You would never know they went by because
I know.
None of them made a point of trying to get on the mic or yell or make noise. They looked in. They were very cautious.
A lot of that is the leadership of the director of the band.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
right.
like a coach. When I was head coach at Dunbar, had a great relationship with the band people, especially the band directors.
Yep.
Just tremendous people, and they do a good job. I mean, they really do. When you have now that we have crowds, now we have people back at
Speaking
games,
of crowds,
they're important.
I'm looking out here, and I'm seeing just gobs of people in cars everywhere. This is going to be a huge crowd tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be packed. I know that we do have a message from our sponsor, Bob Kane. Talked to him earlier today. I asked him who he thought would win, and Bob wanted to be here to give that prediction live, but he said 35-21 Woodford County. And you know what's interesting? He talked a little bit about West Jessamine's players, so he's staying up with the teams, and he knew what he was. He mentioned names that I had been reading all week.
Well, let me tell you this: I got turned around coming here, and what I did, I had to stop and ask directions. I asked a young lady, looked like a high school or college girl, and she didn't even know where the field was. And so I pulled over and asked two 50-year-old ladies that were walking, and they, oh yeah, we know where they are, and they play such and such and so, and they have so and so on the team. I mean, everybody in Woodford County is into this team.
Yeah, that's the thing that you got to think about, Steve. Coach Johnson said that the community is really behind this football team. We're really excited about this football. The number 4 in the state of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Behind Douglas and that team South Warren.
Right.
And one other team. But Woodford County should be in the top 3 in my opinion.
Yeah, they're having a phenomenal season. As a matter of fact, you said that who they're behind there. It's Frederick Douglass, South Warren, and Owensboro.
Owensboro's not the same because Gavin, the quarterback, has already gone to Rutgers.
Yeah, he's left.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. We can talk about it when we come back. You're listening to the Jack Kane Ford pregame show live here on Prep Spin. We are at Woodford County High School getting ready for high school football as Woodford County hosts the West Jessamine Colts, and we'll be back right after this.
I'm Bob Kane. Welcome to Jack Kane Ford. It's time for the Prep Spin pregame show, and it's brought to you by Jack Kane Ford. Yes, I'm Bob Kane here with Jack Kane Ford, and I just want to welcome you to the Prep Spin Game of the Week, Woodford County versus West Jessamine. We are proud to be a dealership here in Woodford County, servicing all of Central Kentucky. In fact, we started our dealership in 1961. We've been a pillar of the community for a long time and have gone out of our way to building great relationships here in Central Kentucky. We're proud we employ most people at our dealership from Central Kentucky. Our Woodford County graduates encompass over 35% of our direct team here at Jack Kane Ford. We're just proud to be part of the community. Our community is very supportive of us. In fact, last year, Jack Kane Ford was number 28 out of over 18,000 dealerships in the country in reputation scores. We're extremely proud of that because that means that we're taking great care of our customers. And we just want you to come by and visit us here at Jack Kane Ford. I think you'll be happy. You're dealing with a family when you come in here, and we're going to take extremely good care of you like we have people for over 60 years. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at Jack Kane Ford. There's my father, who is 92 years old, and he works with us every single day.
Yeah, he was just out here in the hallway.
He was out here in the hallway just a minute ago, and he's here every day giving us wisdom. It's myself, and I've got 3 brothers and sisters who work here with me, And it's a family affair. When you come into Jack Kane Ford, you're going to deal with somebody in the Jack Kane Ford family.
You know, Bob, everybody knows you guys sell cars, but what do people not know about Jack Kane Ford?
You know, a lot of people don't know what we do in terms of contributions to our community. We have a lot of different organizations that we contribute money to. In fact, over $100,000 a year from what customers spend with us goes directly back into great agencies out there that are doing so much good work for the community, like, for instance, Care Navigators. We've got the Hope Center, which has some tremendous programs out there. And as a matter of fact, they're getting ready to have the Ball Homes Night of Hopes coming up here pretty soon. The United Way, we're a big sponsor of the United Way. They do so much good for our community. There's just so many organizations that we contribute to and we're partners with, that we actually roll up our sleeves, get out in the community and help them with their deeds that they do. So we are Jack Kane Ford, and we're very proud of what we do for our community.
All right, so Bob, we appreciate Jack Kane Ford supporting the pregame show tonight. And give me a score prediction, Woodford County versus West Jessamine.
Oh boy, Woodford County 5-0 against West Jessamine 3-2. It's going to be a great district rivalry tonight. It's going to be a solid game. Woodford County 35, West Jessamine 21.
Ooh, man, that's going to be a tight game.
It is going to be tight. So you got two fire. You got some fire coming from both ends on the offensive side. You got Jordan Jones there with West Jessamine. You got some great talent. 4 legitimate Division I candidates there with the Woodford County Yellow Jackets. It's going to be some serious playing going on out there. And don't forget the Bowling Ball Boys, the offensive line for Woodford County. They're tough.
All right, so when it's all over, though, the Yellow Jackets are going to put the sting on them.
They're going to put the sting on them. Yellow Jackets 35, West Jessamine 21.
Bob, if we're looking for a new car, or if we're just looking for a car in general, tell us what to do.
Looking for a new or used car, you want to come and see us here at Jack Kane Ford. We're located at 3405 Lexington Purcells Road. Or if you want to browse our inventory, it's real easy. Go online, KaneFord.com. That's KAINFORD.com. You can check out all of our new, all of our used. And if you're looking for parts or service, we've got that on there as well. Jack Kane Ford is a great place to buy a vehicle. Come over and see us, please.
Bob, tell us a little bit about these.
Much for Bob Kane and Jack Kane Ford for sponsoring the pregame show tonight. And we're going to go ahead and give you those starting lineups, and I'm going to turn it over. This is Steve Tressler with Gary Ball and Coach Mike Meehan here on the Jack Kane Ford pregame show as we're almost ready to kick off the Mingy Beef Jerky game of the week. And Coach Meehan, talk to us about that Woodford County starting lineup.
Well, they got a good one. Jackson Geiler is number 41, 6'1", 200-pound senior. At tackle, Cameron Helton, 6'3", 285 junior. Jimmy Cowling is at the left guard, 5'8", freshman, believe it or not, number 65. Noah Salih, number 50, 5'10", 195-pound senior at center, very important position in this offense. Tristan Cook, we heard a little bit about him, number 71, 6'6", 300-pound junior. And at right tackle, Luke Hill, number 72, 6'4", 300-pound junior. At wide receiver, we're going to hear a lot about Aiden Nelson, 6'2", 185-pound junior. And at the other wide receiver is Jacob Jackson, 6 foot, 165-pound senior. Makai Smith, number 3, 6'3", 175-pound freshman, running at the fullback and catches the ball out of the backfield a lot. Bryson Patterson, 6'3", 210-pound senior at quarterback. He's going to have a job. Bryce is going to have a job tonight. He's going to be the leader of this team. He's got 43 carries for 172 yards and 6 touchdowns. He also has thrown the ball for 652 yards. Darn good athlete, good quarterback. And Preston Stacy at halfback, number 36, 6'1", 210-pound junior. pretty tough kid. He's going to get the short yards especially. He's got 5 TDs this year.
Okay, well, across the line from them is that West Jessamine defense. Coach Scott Marsh's team. They run the 4-3 at left end. Left tackles James Hatfield, 6'4", 200-pound junior, number 57. Number 50 is Jackson Combs, 6'1", 250-pound senior. At that right inside tackle, number 42, Nathan Cole. He's 5'10", 231-pound junior. And Cam Humbert, number 7, is at the right tackle spot, 6'2", 237-pound senior. Holding down the linebacker spots, number 33, Jake Collins, 5'10", 184-pound senior. Middle linebacker, Hunter Chastain. You're going to hear his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, he's a leading tackler on the team.
Absolutely. Number 14, 6 foot, 203-pound senior. Bryce Chestnut, you'll hear about him on both sides of the football, 5'9", 180-pound sophomore, number 4. Will Sanchez, number 8, 5'10", 160 pounds. He's a cornerback, a senior. Free safeties, Ian Fain, 5'10", 165 pounds, senior. Wears number 20. Strong safety, Ernest Stanfield, number 6, 6 foot, 165-pound senior. And Elijah Nickel, 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore, number 18. Also, go ahead, the punt returner. He rotates in and out.
Okay, well, for the defense for Woodford County, real quickly, Aaron Turner is at the left defensive tackle. He actually played defensive end. He played defensive tackle last year, and they moved him. Derek Johnson said he's a gym rat, Gary. He's always in the gym, always hitting the weights, always doing a good job. Kristen Ponce is a 5'10", 260-pound sophomore. He's a really big, very fast, very active on the team. And then at the defensive tackle would be Grant Garrison, 6'1", 235-pound junior. At linebacker, Jackson Geiler is, he's the leading tackler on the team, actually, 26 tackles this year. At Stephen Reed at the middle linebacker, number 16, 5'9", 175-pound junior. At Rover, or the outside linebacker, Rover, Aiden Nelson, 6'2", 185-pound junior. And at the other linebacker on the outside in that 4-4 defense, Isaac Reed, 5'10", 185-pound senior. In the secondary, Aiden Carroll, they're going to have their jobs full. 5'9", 160-pound junior. Jasper Johnson, 6'3", 160-pound freshman. And Kenyon Maxberry, number 7, 5'9", 160-pound junior. And Gary, they're going to have their job cut out for them tonight.
Well, they will, but I'll tell you what, I think they're in for the task. So it should be an interesting game, especially, Steve, the first maybe quarter and a half, because I think you're going to see them trying to find out what they got offensively and defensively up front.
Oh, absolutely. That defense is going to line up against West Jessamine's offense. Coach Scott Marsh, his team lines up with that tight end, number 44, Isaac Maynard, 6 foot, 210-pound sophomore. Left tackle, Michael Lewis Sims, 6 foot, 300-pound senior, number 72. At guard, 77, Carlos Placencia, 5'10", 280-pound senior. Centers, James Hatfield, number 57, 6'4", 200 pounds. Matthew Guy, number 58, is right guard, 6 foot, 265-pound junior. Grant Campbell, number 52, at right tackle, 6'2", 250, also a junior. Wide receivers, Dalton Carter, you're going to hear his name a lot tonight, 21 catches, 365 yards on the season, 5'10", 180-pound junior. Along next to him is Ernest Stanfield, number 6, wide receiver, also 6 foot, 165 pounds. You'll hear his name, 29 catches, almost 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. Throwing the ball to them, Jacob Jones, the quarterback for West Jessamine, number 11, 6'2", 195-pound junior, has been offered by Kentucky already. Halfback, Bryce Chestnut, number 4, 5'9", 190-pound sophomore. And at the other wide receiver, Solomon Smith, number 5, 6'1", 200-pound senior, Gary.
Those are some good lineups, Coach Miana. What do you expect here in the football game?
Well, let's just catch on early and watch what happens in the battle in the pits and see how they handle each other. I think both teams are going to be a little nervous. There may be a little bit of problem at first with penalties. I hope we don't have a lot of penalties. We've seen an awful lot of penalties this year, and not aggressive penalties, not mean penalties, silly things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely. And as a coach, you know this. You hate that. Those mental mistakes, the personal fouls, the things that you can be able to control, and you let them out of control, and then it ruins your chances, or it moves the ball when you don't want it to.
Exactly, and the turnovers, penalties, those are the things that stop drives. When you get behind the chains, man, it causes a big problem. It's a big difference if you're 2nd and 5 or if you're 2nd and 15. You know, that's a monster.
And, you know, I got to tip my hat to Coach Johnson. I mean, Dennis Johnson took over this program 6 years ago, and you would not have thought 6 years ago that within that 6-year time frame, you'd be talking about him with Frederick Douglass, South Warren, Owensboro, Highlands, Bowling Green, and North Laurel. And quite honestly, he's got a team that could make it all the way to the state title game.
He does. Probably his toughest task is going to be Douglas, and that's going to be a playoff game along the way that they'll have to face if they win. But, you know, when you look at the rest of the rankings, they're better than Highlands. They're better than North Odom. Woodford County's really good football team.
Hypothetically, what happens, Coach, if those two play?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Douglas is loaded, and they've got more athletes than Woodford County probably, so that's going to be a big difference. And their numbers, too. Their numbers are pretty big. Hey, Gary, what about isn't this year the last year for Douglas playing in 5A? I think they're moving up to 6A.
You're
next year.
correct. Yeah, I think so.
I think you're right.
So if they want that state championship, and they're going to have to go through Woodford, they're going to have to go through Owensboro to get there. Next year, they're going to have to go through Trinity, St. X, and Mayo or whatever. So,
and you can bet your bottom dollar that Trinity will be better next year.
Oh, yeah.
They got a new coach.
Yeah, they got to learn the system. And, you know, they're still ranked in the top 10, even though they haven't won a game yet. So the people know that's a good football team. They just need to learn the system.
Well, you know, Mayo's sitting there with Coach Wolf. And what do you think about him, Gary?
Well, I think a lot about it because he was on the show last week, as you know.
Yeah.
If they were the team of the week, and he's got a receiver, Vinny Anthony, that's going to Wisconsin. That kid is really good. He might be a Mr. Football finalist this year.
Well, let's get back to 5A and let's watch these guys tonight, and we'll see if we can find some Division I players in these two teams.
Oh, there's some D1 on both sides of the ball.
You got that right. And a special thank you to Jack Kane Ford for the Countdown to Kickoff pregame show sponsorship. Please go to jackkaneford.com and Back Row Joe's. See what they have on their used lineup as well. Thanks again to Jack Kane Ford.
And Woodford County will receive the football to start the game. West Jess kicking off. The kicker for West Jess, as I talked about earlier, Isaac Maynard is the kicker.
We've seen some very, very good kickers this year. Kickers that kick in the end zone almost every time. Good field goal kickers. It's just a great year for kickers in the state.
Woodford County, they have back Jackson and Nelson. Aiden Nelson, Jacob Jackson. Waiting for this kick to get this game underway for West Jessamine.
Inside the Whitaker Bank mobile broadcast studio, Mingy Beef Jerky's Game of the Week. I'm excited, guys.
Here's the kick, and the game is underway. Good crowd kicks it out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
All right, that's a penalty, and that's a mistake. You're going to give Woodford County the ball on the 40. Normally it's on 35 if they choose it, but the other choice you have is to get it where it goes out of bounds, and that's what they're going to do.
Maynard must be injured. Leland Taylor kicked it off that time for West Jess.
And that could be why we didn't see what we thought we were going to see there.
Here comes Woodford County. I love the jerseys, but I tell you what, I don't love the numbers.
Yeah, they're hard to see, the yellow on whatever.
But I see them big number 9 there, Bryson Patterson.
The public address announcer hates those numbers.
Yes. Twins to left and one back in the backfield. Patterson looks to the right side, airs it out deep, and it's going to be incomplete, and it might be a flag. The flag's all over the place.
Yeah, the number 18 for West Jessamine was Jabari Alexander.
Elijah Nickel, I think.
Nickel. Elijah Nickel.
Yeah, well, Nickel just got his head turned around.
It cost him interference.
A little too aggressive there and made the contact. Looks like he was playing the ball pretty well, but didn't look back for it. And if you make contact and you're not looking for the ball, it's not a play on the ball. They're going to throw the flag, aren't they, Gary?
Yep, Mikey Smith was the intended receiver back down there for Woodford County. And that'll set Woodford up in good field position. First down and 10 at the 41-yard line of West Jessamine. just underway tonight. West Jess and Woodford County.
Perfect weather for football.
Preston Stacy is behind the quarterback. Patterson, twins to the left, and Patterson steps back and rolls to the right. He's going to air it out downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. There's another flag.
Another penalty.
Smith, the intended receiver.
Smith's the intended receiver, and again, Smith hasn't beat by one step, but again, he's just not turning his head around to get the ball. And look, it's got to be called interference if he doesn't get his head around, and he still runs into him. Here's a good replay, Gary. Watch him get his hands up. See, he puts his hands up and never turns around.
Elijah Nickel on the coverage for the West Jessamine Colts there.
So that'll give Woodford better field position. I tell you, Woodford County, they don't need any favors.
No.
Well, there's no offensive yardage yet.
I know.
It's 35 yards of penalties.
That's
26 from the 15-yard penalty. Aiden Nelson's out to the left, the close side, twins to the bottom at the 26. Back to Patterson. He passes, it's caught, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown! As he finds out of the backfield, Preston Stacy wide open.
Yeah, they were playing man-to-man. If you watch, they're locked up man-to-man, and Stacy does this little swing right on the outside, and I think Hunter Chastain just can't stay with him.
Beautiful touch on that pass, too.
Yeah, it was.
Just floated to him.
I think you're right about next year, Mr. Football candidate.
There it is.
It was a nice job. Yeah, they're playing man-to-man, and there's no way that linebacker can keep up with that guy coming out of the backfield like that. That was a really well-called play on that, although, like Steve said, awful lot of yardage on penalties in that.
Kick is no good, misses it off to the left. So we'll be back, and the lead for Woodford County, 6, West Jessamine nothing on the Whitaker Bank. Game of the week on WKYT.com.
Same shoes, same mixer, same computer, same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
At Atkinson Sims & Kermode, we are here to help you get back to what matters most.
Helping you through your financial situation is our only purpose. We are involved at every step, guiding you towards relief.
A better life can't exist after bankruptcy. Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78. Call us today and take the first step towards a new beginning.
Sawyer Ford kicks off, and will be West Jessamine the football. Let's see where they mark it at. 20-yard line.
Ball must have gone in the end zone. We kind of missed that one.
We came back
okay.
late, yeah.
We came back a little late.
You know, we were talking all that stuff about how great the kicking has been, and then we got a bad kickoff, a missed extra point. So hopefully we'll get back on track with a kicking game for both teams here.
Jacob Jones leads the offense. He's a really good-sized quarterback, 6'2", 195 junior. He's got Bryce Chestnut in the backfield with him. Carter to the left, twins to the right. Jones looks to pass, fires it, caught, and up to the 28-yard line. Catch made by Dalton Carter.
Yeah, really good, nice, soft touch on that ball. It looked like Jacob Jones actually made the tackle on the play. Really nice touch. One thing I like to watch with these quarterbacks is they have a lot of publicity, and you got to look for what their skill set is. And so far, just that one play, Gary.
Aiden Carroll made the stop for Woodford. You were looking at Wes's lineup.
Okay. Really nice, thank you. Really nice touch on the ball.
So here's Jones, second down at about 3 at the 27-yard line. Jones fakes the Chestnut, keeps himself hit it to the line of scrimmage. That was a good play turned in, and nicely done by the outside backer, Isaac Reed.
Yeah, Isaac Reed, well known for what he does on this football team. Really quick, does a great job.
So now they're faced with third down and about 3. And Jones on that faked in the line and kept it on the right side. He's not used to defenders being on top of him like that.
Not that quick.
10 minutes to go in the first quarters. And Jones in trouble, gets it over the middle of Carter, and he is going to be slammed down at the 26-yard line. Making the play was Jackson Geiler.
Yeah, Geiler came up there to make the play. That was a nice job. Again, what we're seeing here from Woodford is that he says, "Feed me." What we're seeing from Woodford is that 4-4 look, but they played man-to-man that time. It's tough to run that screen, Steve, that slip screen against man-to-man. It's really tough to get that block out there.
And you got to remember, you got to at least hit the guy in front of you on those screen passes. It's not a free pass to let the defender in.
Here's Carter's punt, and it'll be at the and takes a bounce for West Jets down to the 40. Well, we can't see the official where he's going to stop at because of the camera.
We'll come back and see it again. That the punting and the kicking game is going to be crucial, and so far not so good for either team with the kicking game.
Stay with the ball so we know where it went out.
Well, no sustained drive that time for the offense for West Jessamine. And, you know, nothing's critical at this stage in the game, but you don't want to let Woodford get any more points.
Well, that's for sure, and especially if they get it quickly.
Marked it at the 48-yard line. So Patterson, who already has a touchdown, to Stacy, back to pass, airs it out down the right side, caught by Smith, 25, and he's going to be tackled at about the 15-yard line. The completion was
may have stepped out there.
Yeah. As I said, it was Smith who caught the ball.
Did he step out early on the?
Yeah, it looked like he may have stepped out just a little bit early there and got caught by that linesman.
I'll tell you, this Patterson throws a good ball.
Yeah, absolutely does.
Yeah, it looked like he stepped out right there.
Good camera work right there.
Yeah, 23-24, somewhere around there.
Here's Patterson looking down the left side, throws it, and it's going to be incomplete, trying to go to Nelson.
Throwing deep, trying to get down the outside on those fade routes.
Sanchez was defending on this side. That time, Nickel was defending on Nelson down the left side.
Yeah, Nelson, the son of Jerron Brown, played basketball at Pitt, was a Bryan Station defender, and Coach, you know about that.
Sure do. I know his family, they're good people. He was an excellent basketball player. Couldn't get him to play football, though.
Patterson back in the pocket.
Smooth.
Throws it down the right side. It's caught, and it's going to be down near the goal line. That's Stacy again.
If that's not a touchdown, I don't know what is.
It's at the 1 yard line, Coach.
Yeah.
Man, what a throw and what a catch. Watch his throw. Smooth, good feet, accurate, nice release.
And perfect right over to the defender's reach, but just enough where the receiver didn't have to jump up to get it.
Yeah, and that defender is Chastain. And the keeper by Patterson went in for the score.
Well, you know what? You said you couldn't get Jerron Brown out to play football, but
here's the play.
Yeah, quarterback just kept it right off the guard there.
But he played basketball in the Big East. That's as close to football as you can get.
No, I understand that. I mean, I really like the kid. He made the right decision. Fake.
Rolling to the right, hit, fumbles the ball, and it's picked up. And, of course, you can't advance it on the extra point. So Woodford County on top, 12-0 in the first quarter. We'll be back on the Minky Beef Jerky Game of the Week, 12-0 Woodford County.
At Atkinson Sims Commode, helping you through your financial situation is our only purpose.
We're involved at every step, guiding you towards relief. Take the first step and dial 859-CALL-ASK or visit ask-law.com to schedule a free consultation.
Here comes a kick by Woodford County. Forward kicking back to Bryce Patterson. Back deep. Their low kick, scooped and dived onto the 33-yard line.
Having a lot of problems with the kicking game tonight. Absolutely. Well, West Jessamine needs to get something going. Colts are in a hole already. Although Woodford, missed that first extra point and then tried to chase the 2, didn't get it, so they'll be chasing that 2 points for a while in this game.
Yeah. West Jessamine, the Colts out of Nicholasville, Kentucky. Woodford County out of Versailles. You have Chestnut to the left of Jacob Jones. Trip step to the left. Jones back in the pocket. Fires it, airs it out down the right side. And it's caught. What a great catch.
Wow.
Down that's made by Carter. Yeah. Dalton Carter.
Nice catch, but really a really nice throw, too, right over his shoulder. Watch his throw. Good drop, 3-step drop. Good release. Bam, nice. What's that? You got mossed. Isn't that what they say on Monday Night Football? You got mossed.
Maxbury saved a touchdown. If he doesn't make the play there, knock receiver Carter down, he's going to run in for the touchdown.
Yeah, I noticed he kind of bumped his leg. I think that's exactly right. I think
and
that's
not
what
bad
did it.
defense by Humber.
Exactly. At the 26-yard line, first down for West Jess, trying to get their first score of the football game. Jones gets a Chestnut, dancing in line, gets down inside the 25-yard line, hit by Jackson Geiler, the linebacker.
Yeah, Geiler had a nice play on that. Geiler came out in and filled the hole real well, and they tried to hit that off tackle area. But again, that 4-4 defense, that's tough. And they are playing man. That kind of surprised me a little bit. But they look like they're locked up man-to-man.
Chestnut averaging just over 80 yards a game right now, so he is the main ball carrier for that offense, him and Jacob Jones.
88 carries coming in to the night and 5 touchdowns. What's that?
A little penalty on the play?
I can't hear you. 8:38 on the clock. 8:38 to go in the first quarter.
May have been a legal procedure, Coach.
Movement on the offense, backed them up 5. First down now and 15 yards. Looks like man-to-man all the way across, 0 coverage.
Maynard will be the blocking back. Maynard in there. Jones looking down the right side, throws it, and he overthrows his intended receiver. That was a Dalton Carter again. That would have been at 6.
It would have been they're in the man-to-man defense and in that 4-4 look, and man across the field, 0 safety help, and the receiver beat the defender, but just overthrew him, Gary.
Yeah, wide open. That play action sucked that defense in. No safety even anywhere around.
Look at that picture, guys. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a good look at him.
8+ minutes to go in the first quarter, and Woodford's already scored 2 touchdowns. Quarterback keeper by Patterson. Touchdown pass. Pass is complete to the line of scrimmage. Original made by Carter. Obviously, he's going to be a primary target tonight.
Yeah, I didn't catch who the number was, the number of the guy that tackled him there, but it was obviously one of the defensive backs coming up. Carter's going to try to get open a lot. They're sliding him underneath and so on.
3rd and 11 here.
For JJ, Jacob Jones back in the pocket, steps up, and he's going to be sacked back at the 36-yard line. And getting him is who else but Preston Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy did a nice job. Preston Stacy came up there and really made the help with the tackle. Watch the drop, though. He drops there's tough. Woodford County's tough coming in there quick.
And that was a name we talked about in the pregame show that we were going to hear all night tonight, offense and defense.
They're going to go for it, 4th down and about 17. They're at the 30. 3-yard line, so they're in 4-down territory, down by a couple of scores.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for it here.
Jones back in the pocket. Here comes pressure. Rolls to the left, eludes it, throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. So it'll be Woodford taking over on downs.
That was pressure right away, immediately pressure on the quarterback there. He didn't have a chance.
Preston Stacy and Caleb Brown back there in his face again, Coach.
In there fast. Again, that quickness of that defense. And I've run in the past, ran a 4-4 look like that. And it's tough because you can run those linebackers in there, outside linebackers, stack people. It's tough.
6 minutes, 33 seconds to go, first quarter. And Woodford looking like the number 4 team in the state right now.
Yeah, defensively, they're standing up. They did move the ball down on one long pass, Jessamine, but now they're back on defense. Wow.
Bryce Patterson, quarterback, back to pass. Those are right side. And what a great job turning around, making a nice catch on that ball. And that was number 16 making the catch there, Coach.
Yeah, Stephen Reed.
Yeah, Stephen Reed.
Stephen
What a
R. Reed,
catch.
105 and 175-pound junior.
Backup player.
It looked good. Nice job.
He's still in there. Reed getting some playing time now. Since he make a catch like that, you'll get some playing time.
Yeah, heck yeah. Looks like you're man-to-man. Jessamine's in man-to-man, too.
Patterson.
Wow.
And there's a run right side, 40. And that's going to be Stacy. And that's 41. And he's going to take it in.
Yeah, Jackson Geiler.
Yeah, nice job.
Hard
Wow.
to see these numbers.
Yeah, this is tough. They're lining up in that they're playing man-to-man. Both teams are playing that zero coverage. And, again, if you lose sight of a receiver, it's over. And those are running backs getting outside. Good speed by Geiler. Wow.
I tell you what, he's fast. You know what? But I think that Underwood from Tate's Creek last week, that kid needs a baton. He doesn't need a football. That guy was fast.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going for 2. They're going to be chasing those 2 points forever.
Patterson. Back to pass. Goes right, throws high, incomplete, trying to go to Geiler.
I think he could have ran that in that time if he would have wanted to.
So 18-0. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter here for sales at Woodford County. We'll be back on the Minky Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Kentucky knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need.
Here's a kick by Woodford, and it's a slow kick, and taken by 3. Fumbles, and it's loose, and Woodford recovers it.
Yeah,
Johnny on the spot, number 1 there.
Going for the onside kick, and it paid off for him.
Is that Jaden Miller on the recovery?
Jacob Jackson.
Jackson on the recovery. Watch this. Here it is again. A little onside kick. It bounced. Good bounce right off his hand. That was a really good kick. That was a really good kick. That ball bounced just right.
I think number 3 should have had the ball.
Yeah.
But they did take a bad hop there at the end.
It did, didn't it? Yep.
18-0.
I'm sorry about that, Gary. I didn't mean to step on you. It's tough when that ball's coming to you, but so are 7, 8, 11, 9, 10, 11 yellow jackets, right?
Yep. Making all that noise, growling and everything.
Those stingers coming near you.
Back to pass. Patterson airs it out left side, and it's going to be caught and touchdown. And it's going to be a touchdown by Nelson, Aiden Nelson. What a catch.
Yeah, Aiden Nelson made a really good catch. Again, another really nice throw. And there was interference on the play.
Yeah, interference and still caught the ball.
And it might go against Aiden, is what I'm thinking, because it looked like he pushed off there at the end, but they're still celebrating, so maybe not.
No, I don't think so. I think that's going to be, again, another interference penalty. He's running with him in that man. I wouldn't have called a penalty on that on either team. I would not have called a penalty. Did they bring it back?
I think they brought it back.
It looked like just at the tail end from that other angle, it looks like Aiden pushed off to get a little bit of room there.
He might have had a little push off, but
after this,
he still made a good catch.
They had a good catch.
Yeah.
Exactly. Made a good catch.
And a good push, too.
Here we go. Watch it again. Yeah.
That's a heck of a catch. He went underneath the defender's arm.
It was a really nice catch.
Yeah, now this other angle, you'll see the push was pretty good, too, but that was still a heck of a catch, Coach. You're right.
You know, I'm surprised. I'm just so surprised that they're playing man against this team. I think it'd be better off just zoning out on these guys. They're good receivers, and they're just running right by them.
Play a good cover 3 or cover 2 here, right, Coach?
Yeah. At least have a safety back there to help backing it up.
1st and 25 for Patterson. He gives up the gut and to the 47-yard line.
That's a better job. Better job of piling it up in there.
Preston Stacy. They're comfortable going with Stacy or Geiler.
Yeah, Stacy's 6'1", 210 pounds.
Yeah, I'd be comfortable going with that,
he's
too.
a heck of a running back.
He's got almost as much weight on him as I do.
Geiler's not. I mean, he's 6'1" as well,
Yeah.
15 pounds less, almost 200 pounds. So
in the backfield is Preston Stacy with Patterson, and he's hit as he releases it incomplete down the 32-yard line.
Pretty good look back there. If we could see that again, maybe we can catch the number. That was a really good rush from the outside.
Nelson, the intended receiver.
Yeah. Bam, look at that.
little corner blitz looked like.
Looked like somebody comes from the backside.
Well, looked like it might have been Jake Collins there coming in on that blitz.
Yeah, it's tough to see. It's a good-looking backfield right here. Good-looking quarterback, running back exchanges.
3rd down and about 20 yards to go for the first down. Woodford up 18-0 here in the first quarter. Patterson steps back. A little touch pass and a good tackle by Chastain on the pass to Stacy.
It really was a good tackle. That time they only had a 3-man rush. The Colts only had a 3-man rush, covering with 8 people. So maybe they got the memo and said, well, you know what? We're going to back up and not let these guys throw behind us like that. And so that was a good choice by Woodford County, throwing that little short pass in there, trying to get a guy open underneath.
And definitely made some adjustments on defense, Coach.
Yep.
4th down and about 13 yards to go. Back to pass. Patterson
just missed
rolls to the right, throws it, airs it out, and it's tipped at the 7-yard line. Good play. We can't see the number. That's 18. He made a nice play there, and that's going to be Nickel. Nice play by Nickel.
Nickel had a nice play on the ball, but again, that ball was right on target, I think. But you're right, though. I think
if he doesn't make that play, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Just tipped it, you know.
The game started a little rough for Nickel. He's settled down. It looks like now he's got his head back in the game. He made a fantastic play, stopped 7 points.
I think he's adapted to the speed that Woodford has.
Great point. Absolutely. Maybe giving himself a little more room to cover.
Yeah. So let's see if Jones can get something going offensively. Back to pass, fires over the right side at Carter.
Nice
and
job.
It's caught at the 42-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards to Dalton Carter.
Yeah, that was a nice job. Carter, nice job going up and getting the ball.
Do you think West Jessamine's settling down, Coach?
I think they are. I think that those little penalties early in the game, you know, and then the big job I mean, maybe a mistake lining up in man-to-man, trying to match up with the Woodford County. The receivers are just so fast, ran right by them.
Second down and about 3 for the Colts. Late in the first quarter, Jones passes high and complete to Carter.
Looked like Jones had a little trouble getting the grip on the ball that time. It looked like he had a little off balance when he threw the ball. His passing form has been real good except for on that play.
Rip and grip.
Well, he ripped and gripped, but he didn't get a grip. That was the problem.
You're right.
So, yeah, that was they're trying to attack that outside, you can tell. Maybe end up running a little wheel route out there. Boy, they're a long time getting this play.
Yeah, it might take too much time. They have to call a timeout.
Yeah, unless it's
it was an incomplete pass, but you still only have 25 seconds,
that
right?
was real long.
Both teams have 3 timeouts still.
Jones in the pocket, sets up a screen, is caught, and to the 45-yard line is Stanfield. That's his first reception, and it'll be third and about 4 yards.
Yeah, 3 or 4 Woodford County players come in there to make the tackle.
Good hit by Caleb Brown.
Yeah, Caleb Brown, a good job. Yeah.
1:27 to go in the first quarter. We'll try to keep you updated on the clock. We're sorry about the scoreboard. We usually have it set up electronically, but it won't sync up there at the old Woodford Stadium. Now they brought in the punter.
Boy, I tell you, they need a punt here. They need a good punt.
High snap to Carter. Gets a high punt off. Not much distance. Drops at the 30-yard and back to the 35. They need to touch the ball. There we go, 35-yard line.
Little backspin on the ball that time.
Hang time for days, but no distance.
No distance. Well, Woodford County's got an opportunity now to get another one, but again, they're going to have to change their attempt. I think they've been trying to throw deep almost every single play. They're trying to beat those corners deep. No safety on the field. The way Jessamine's been playing, the Colts playing that cover 0, which means man-to-man all the way across, and no safety. If they continue doing that, then we're going to see some running by the quarterback. We're going to see some really good action by Patterson.
Twins to the bottom, and in the backfield is Stacy.
Now they're zone now, see. Much better.
Patterson keeps it. Good play turned in by Jackson Combs.
Jackson Combs making the tackle.
Got a little blood on the jerseys already, Coach. First quarter.
That's all right.
30 seconds.
Second down at about 8 at the 37-yard line. Patterson, and there's movement. He pitches over the right side, runs stiff arm, and then tackled at the 39-yard line. Ball carrier was Jackson, and the tackle was made by Chestnut.
Chestnut, yeah.
Good job.
You guys can help me spot if you don't mind.
We're trying.
Absolutely.
Bryce Chestnut, 5'8", 185 pounds.
Good job by him after getting that stiff arm, holding on to the tackle and bringing him down.
That should do it for the first quarter. First quarter comes to a close. It's all Woodford County, 18-0 over West Jess. West Jess trying to get things going here in the first half. We'll be back on the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
High school sports have evolved. Thanks to Prep Spin. Tonight, catch all the hard-hitting action live and in real time as the game happens in 1080p HD video. Join us tonight for the Mingy Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week with the legend, Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, and the king of stream, William Moorfield. Nobody does high school football like Prep Spin does. The Mingy Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week comes your way now.
Neighbor helping neighbor. At Whitaker Bank, we believe in giving back to our communities.
Here's Patterson, third down at about 5. Gives it up the gut. Stacy running the 50 to the 40, 30. He's got 2 men to beat. He beats them at the, there goes 36 all the way in for the touchdown.
Nice job again. He's just too quick. Too much quickness there for Stacy. Just excellent job. If we could possibly see that again, I'd love to see how they executed that, how they blocked.
They ran it over the right side. Cook and Hill, 300 and 300 pounds, 600 pounds.
And this is the guy that, you know, Coach Johnson thinks is going to compete for Mr. Football next year.
I don't doubt him. Stacy was a 1,000-yard rusher last year. He's been out a couple games this year with injuries.
He looks healthy now, Gary.
Sure does.
Now, he was leaving the defenders there.
Well, if we're going to just kick it this time.
Ford in for the kick, and it is up, and it is good.
All right. Well, again, 24-0. You're right. It's all Woodford County so far.
That extra point should make it 25-0.
Logan Ford, 5'8", 135-pound freshman. We're seeing younger and younger kickers all the time. This is pretty interesting. Usually they get that soccer beginning, that soccer start, and they come over to football. Sometimes while they're playing soccer. Friday nights they kick. As long as they get some practice time in kicking that oblong ball, they're pretty successful.
But you feel really good when you're a freshman, 5'8", 130 pounds, and you're scoring points for the football team,
That's
right?
absolutely the truth.
It says the short snapper is Cooper Ford, so I wonder if that's his twin brother. He's a freshman as well.
That would be something I'd love to find out. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
All right, West Jessamine's an opportunity now to try to get something going before halftime. It's really important that they get right up in there and see if they can get something on the board. It's tough to get behind 24-0, 25-0. It sort of changes your outlook on what you can run offensively.
You know what? Yeah, and I think if they don't put things together quick, you're going to have that continuous running clock come into play here very soon.
I think you're right. And here's the kick. It's an onside kick. And that's the same player that fumbled the last time. He just drops on the ball this time.
Yeah, that was number 3, Damani Owens, 6'5", 228-pound senior, falling on the ball.
Learn from the last time. Coach Johnson out there clapping it up, trying to get that offense going, or get that defense ready again here. They haven't allowed much from the West Jessamine Colts.
Some big gentlemen out there playing on the offensive line, like you said.
You don't realize how big these high school kids are until you get down on the field. I mean, they are large.
Chestnut trying to get going tonight, and Jones in the backfield. Gives a Chestnut up the gut. There he goes down to the 40, up to the 38-yard line.
He kind of tripped over his own feet, I think, a little bit.
He would have more yards.
I think so.
Best run of the night so far for the Colts.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice job. Pretty nice run. Again, they're in that 4-4 look, playing man-to-man. I haven't seen them drop out of that yet. Woodford County feels confident, and they can cover those receivers.
Jacob Jones, 17 touchdowns coming in tonight. Gives a Chestnut left side, up the gut, down to 40, up to the 41-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short for the West Jessamine Colts.
They've decided they're going to try to drive the football, run the football, and I think that's a pretty good idea here. If they can get some blocks, maybe get a lead block, a pull guard, run a trap or whatever, try to get some yardage up the middle or off tackle against this pretty darn good defense.
And you like to see that they're going back to what they know, and that's running the football. That's only the 2nd first down in the game for them.
So they did get the first down. Got a timeout by the Colts. 10-11 to go in the first half, 25-0 Woodford. We'll be back on the Minky Beef Jerky Game of the Week from Versailles, Kentucky. We're back at Woodford County High School, home of the Yellow Jackets, number 4 team in the state. Coach, you believe they're number 4?
Right now, they look like number 4 for sure. In that 5A, they're right on top. Maybe behind, maybe number 3 in 5A.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So here's Jacob Jones with Chestnut to the left. First down and 10. He got it by half a yard. I thought he was short, but he got that first down. Jones fakes the Chestnut, throws to Carter.
Oh!
Intercepted through the hands of Carter, right in the hands of Woodford County. And who picked it off, guys?
Still trying to get his number.
Number 23, it looked
Reed.
like.
Isaac
Reed. Yeah.
Isaac Reed.
Isaac Reed with a interception off the hands. Boy, I tell you, when things aren't going right, they're not going right. Little play action pass, little slant pass, threw it a little bit high, and the
UK's quarterback's done that a number of times this year. Threw it, missed the receiver, and threw a pick.
When you throw it high, that ball's going to ricochet off the hands, and I tell you, a lot of times that ball's intercepted, and it's a pick 6 in a lot of cases.
Isaac Reed is senior, so he's going to get a few more downs to play after something like that.
Patterson with Stacy, twins to both sides for Patterson. Back to pass, airs it out down the middle, and it's going to be caught, and it's going to be a walk-in touchdown by Caden Nelson.
A little mistake on that.
Caden Nelson, touchdown.
Yeah, that was not man-to-man. That was not just beating a defender. There's a penalty on the play,
That's
by the way.
coming back.
It's coming back.
Second time he's had a touchdown called back tonight. He's got to be a little frustrated. That's what. Look at him. He's frustrated.
And you know what? So is Dad, Jerron Brown, sitting in the stands. That's twice he got up and celebrated for his boy, and they got to bring it back.
We've got to, when we run those replays, we've got to go back to the line of scrimmage so we can take a look and see what happened. That was zone that time, so somebody just blew the coverage.
Here you go, Coach.
All right, here we go.
Hey, I got you, Coach.
You got me. Good job. That was a wheel route, and exactly what we said we were going to look for. There was a wheel route on the outside. Inside receiver hooked up. The outside receiver ran down the field.
You know who else is upset? Bryce Patterson. He would have thrown another touchdown tonight. Patterson, there's a flag. It's going to be too much time.
I think he'll end up with good numbers no matter what.
They're looking at – Woodford's looking at the officials going, what are we doing? Let's get this – figure this out.
8:53 to go in the first half.
Colt cheerleaders over there doing a good job. Gary, you noticed before the game there was a good crowd.
Substitution infraction is a call.
12 men on the field.
So what that is, Coach?
Yep. Somebody just didn't get off the field. Probably running somebody off, somebody on. Didn't get off.
Tonight's game on WKYT.com and Prep Spin. I'm Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and Steve Tressler and the King of Stream, William Moorfield. There's another flag.
Yeah, stay on the official there. Let's see what we got. I was afraid this was going to happen.
Why?
Just I don't know, just this season. So many penalties. False start on offense.
Preston Stacy couldn't talk him out of it.
No, he tried, though.
He had his ear.
I don't know. Them arms on Stacy looks like he lives in the weight room.
I tell you, Bryce Patterson's a good-sized quarterback, too.
Yes, he is.
Moves it back to the 34-yard line, so Woodford going the wrong way.
Again, that penalties early in the season, and this is halfway through the season, you'd think that would be cut down a little bit.
Patterson back in the pocket, airs out to Reed, 45, stiff arms. He's up to midfield, and the ball comes out, but it was already out, came out. The pass was complete.
And again, that was all curl, we call it. Both receivers curled. The defensive backs were off a little bit and cut the ball underneath. Had a little problem hold on to the ball on the sideline, but it didn't matter. He was down, and the ball went out of bounds anyway.
Jabari Alexander with that stiff arm, and I tell you what, he outweighs that cornerback by 40 pounds.
Wow.
But Sanchez, good job bringing him down.
Running back's moving forward a little bit.
Patterson, incomplete. Those it over the head of the receiver. That was Smith.
Yeah. Again, I was watching. That's a pretty good job of running to his right and releasing the ball. He just didn't put enough air on the ball. Let your receiver run under. Put a little air on it. Get it up in the air. But I'm impressed with that kid. Patterson's a darn good quarterback. Preston, was it Preston Smith, number 3?
Yeah, I already said it was Smith, the receiver.
Yeah, 6'2", 6'2 and a half, 175 freshman. That's pretty impressive. They're spreading the field, Gary. Wideouts on both sides.
Stacy in the backfield. He goes in motion. Throws a pass to him.
Backward pass,
backward, and Stacy at the midfield. Down to the 47. He's tackled there.
Looks like Hatfield on the tackle first. Number 48 or number 49, excuse me. 6'4", 200 pounds, junior.
There he is, right there, Coach.
There he is. Nice looking kid. Nice tackle out there. They ran that little flare, and you called it, Gary. It was a backward pass. And they may be setting something up, getting a little tricky here. Have a little lateral pass coming up in the future.
We're in the second period. Woodford leads 25-0.
4th and short.
Back to pass. Bryce Patterson throws it, and it's caught. And taking it down to the 31-yard line is Nelson.
Nice job by Nelson, and the tackle out there by Nickel, Eli Nickel in on the tackle, 5'11", 145 pounds.
Woodford's got some good skill people.
Yeah, look, go up and get it. That's amazing. Up in the air, high, make the catch. I'm surprised, though, with 4th and short that they threw the ball down the field. I guess that's what they're doing tonight. They're going to try to.
There's no fear out there for this offense. They would have already had that continuous running clock had they not had those 2 touchdowns called back.
At the 31-yard line for Patterson. He's back to pass, throws it, and it's going to be caught. And Nelson will take it in for the touchdown. He says, okay, 3rd time's a charm. I'm going to blow a kiss to the stars, and it's a touchdown this time.
Yeah, Will Sanchez tried to hold on, but couldn't stop a train, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jay Collins came in at the bottom of your screen on this blitz here, and that left him wide open. Sanchez just got outran.
But just an outstanding job of blocking by the offensive line from Woodford County. He had all
watch
the
his
day.
catch.
Nice,
great pass.
Yeah, nice throw, nice catch. 2 hands up there. Good job by the camera people getting right in on it. There's the kick.
Extra point is up and good. And Woodford County 32, West Jessamine nothing here in the second quarter. We'll be back on the Minky Big Turkey Game of the Week.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
This is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington.
Welcome back. This is Albus Johnson Stadium here on Woodford County campus, and it's all Woodford County. Here's the kickoff, and again, you know, there's onside kicks every time now. Ball goes out of bounds. Oh, no. Yes.
Oh, they almost got it.
Almost got it, but the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Jessamine's ball on about, what, the 32-yard line.
If this was a kid's book, we would have said he almost got it by the hair of his chinny chin chin.
Yeah, it was close.
Woo.
Slid out of bounds, ball popped loose.
Yes, sir.
There's some new players in at linebacker for Woodford. Jones rolling left, throws, it's caught, and up to the 43-yard line. It's caught by the big tight end. Tight end, what did I say, Coach?
The tight end is always open.
Isaac Maynard, always open.
That's right. He was, too, that time. That was a nice job.
You know, that's something Coach Johnson has done. He's developed the culture here at Woodford County so well. In games, whether they win or they lose, you see a lot of young players really early getting in and getting some experience, and that's what's happened over the years to make them get to this point.
Again, there's that 4-4 look at the linebackers lining up man-to-man. A little double coverage out here.
There's a halfback pass, and it's knocked away.
Yeah, that looked like number 4, right?
Aiden Nelson.
Aiden Nelson jumped up there and knocked it down.
Coming in from that joker spot in the defense.
Yeah, that was going to be a double pass, and jumped up there and got in the air and knocked that down.
Can you tell he plays basketball?
Yeah, I was going to say, lucky he didn't go straight up in the air. He could have got that and ran it in.
That was a nice job.
You know,
really.
Jerron Brown's son plays basketball.
Yeah, that was, well, I'm glad. I mean, super job. But
I know you don't like basketball, Coach.
no, I never said I didn't like it. It's just I don't get it, man.
So it's going to be second down, the 43-yard line. Jones over the middle,
Nice.
and caught by Stanfield. Stanfield still going down to the 37-yard line. He stopped there. I think it was Johnson that got him.
Yeah, it was again. Hey, that was an RPO that time, a run pass option. They actually, the right tackle pulled left, so there was a run called to the left, but the quarterback saw the hot receiver and popped it to the hot receiver. Nice job. A little intelligence going on quite a bit here on this team.
And I'm glad you explained what an RPO is. So many people get it confused with just a play action.
Oh,
and
no.
It's not.
No.
Timeout's called by the Jackets. 6:01 to go in the first half. They're up 32-0. And we'll be back. We'll return to the Mingy Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and Prep Spin.
First and 10 for the Colts. Back to pass. Jones fires it over the near side, and it's broken up. Nicely done there by Max Berry.
Yeah, nicely done by Max Berry. He jumped up and just knocked the ball down.
He's a basketball player, too.
Yeah, Dalton Carter was the intended receiver, I believe. And
it didn't matter. 7 was the closest receiver.
Yeah, he jumped up. I like those pants with their little
jacket down the side. Jackets down the side of it.
Yeah, I like it.
Second down and 10 at the 37-yard line. Woodford County all over West Jessamine here in the first half, 32-0. Halftime coming up at UFOs, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Jacob Jones. Here comes pressure from the backside. Sets it up over the middle. And what a play by Nelson as he made the play on the Stanfield, the receiver that caught the ball, but Nelson right over top of him.
Right over top of him, right there, and just dragged him to the ground.
Sure did. I mean, that's why you see the tape on the back of a lot of these receivers and running backs' arms. It's to stop that burn from that turf, and people think it's from injury. No, it's to stop those rug burns, really, from this turf.
I was just thinking
That's
about
a good point.
that a second ago, Steve. The white pants that Woodford is wearing on a grass or dirt field. Oh my gosh, mothers would go crazy washing those clothes.
Yeah, a lot of shout it out and spray and wash would be in the shelves.
But all they have to do is pick out the little rubber pieces that they find in the clothes now.
Third down and 11 here in the second quarter. Jones fakes. Chestnut rolls left, throws, and it's caught. He might be short of the stick. See if he gave him the catch at the 30-yard line. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Nelson didn't think he caught it.
Well, the ball popped loose, but I think he was already down when it popped loose.
Yeah, it looked like it was well after the tackle. Now, he's very upset. So let's see the replay here. He may have thought that he got it beforehand. So let's look.
His knees are down with the ball. I would give it to him.
Yeah, it looked like a catch. Let's be another angle.
Yeah, Jeremiah Schatz, I think the nose guard, Derek Johnson said he's the best interior lineman that Derek has ever coached. How about that? He's quick and active and gets to the ball.
And he had an all-SEC lineman, Drake Jackson, come out of here, so that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
A special hello to my boys, Max Tressler and Trey Tressler, watching tonight, and happy birthday to my wife.
Oh.
Sorry I'm not home.
Yeah, you should. What are you doing here with us?
It's football. Come on.
First down because he got the penalty, and the pass by Jones is in the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Yeah, too deep, out of the end zone. So
they tacked on the penalty to that, Coach. What was that all about?
I don't have any idea. I didn't see any face mask or anything. Did you?
No, because they took it from the 31 down to the 16.
Yeah, we've got to try to keep an eye on those white hats and see what they call.
Give us a shot of those flags when they fly.
Chestnut dancing, and he gets a yard out of nothing, and the play made there. And let's see, Reed, I think, made the play.
Reed. That was a nice cutback by Chestnut, actually. The ball, he started to the right, Gary, and they just locked up that area. Again, big number 55 was Jeremiah Schatz was in there, just closed it off. So he made a nice cutback. This is a big down.
3rd down and 7 for West Jessamine. Give to Chestnut, and he's down to the 10, still going, and knocked down right there.
And
good play. Johnson makes the play.
Yeah.
Jasper is a freshman.
Yeah, a nice job, again, stopping that play. But, boy, I tell you, Chestnut runs hard.
You can see the gap, though, between the number 3 team in the state in this Class 5A and the number 19 team in the state in 5A.
Yes, you can. Here's Jones. He's being chased. Rolls to the right. Sets, throws, and It's going to be – what a catch. And the touchdown. What a catch by Dalton Carter in the corner of the end zone. Man, he made a super catch.
That was a tremendous catch. He got up there. Do you notice how he got his feet down, too? He's been watching a lot of TV, these pros getting 2 feet down. All he had to do was get 1 down.
Now,
no, sir.
Watch this replay close because you'll see the Alvin Johnson over there says no catch as he sits in the stadium named after him here. Watch this. Alvin looks to the official. Nope, no good.
Alvin, I'm you're a heck of a coach, but you're not going to outcall that official. Nice throw, nice catch. Gary, look at that throw, too. Both feet down on the catch.
That was phenomenal catch, Coach.
Extra point was good.
So it's 32-7. They get on the scoreboard. Good job by West Jessamine and the coach and Jones as he finds in the end zone. A good target, Dalton Carter, with a great catch. We're in the second quarter, nearing the end of the first half, 32-7. 3 minutes, 12 seconds to go. In the first half, we'll be back on the Mingy Beach Turkey Game of the Week.
So glad to have you with us this morning.
Emergency leaders are urging
Here comes the kick by West Jessamine after they scored a touchdown on the pass. Short kick taken up to the 39-yard line.
Nice job, number 51, making the tackle there. Was that? No, I didn't get that. Got too many papers over here. Gary.
I know we do. We got a ton of rosters, but that's
Jackson Pierce on the tackle. Jackson Pierce on the tackle. Good job, Jackson. Well, Woodford spreading it out again. Got three wideouts to the right.
Got to watch Nelson here to the left. They fired to Nelson. He caught 45. He's down the sideline. 35, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nelson. He's had 2 called back, and that's his second one that counts.
2 called back. He's 2 on and 2 off. Yeah, that was just a curl route, simple curl route. Watch how the defender gets on the inside of him, and he just turns to the outside. That defender had to be on the outside. He had to play the outside shoulder.
And you're not going to catch him once he gets the ball.
No, I mean that was really good picture here. They're in that zone. They're in zone defense. It looks like. Yeah, he just got to the outside, and Arlington was on the inside instead of the outside.
Kick is up, and it's good on the extra point. Makes it 39-7. Woodford leading West Jessamine here late in the first half. We're back to Mingy Beach Turkey game of the week.
Same MRI, same CT scan. Same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on.
Oh!
And there's a pop put on by Woodford, but it goes out of bounds. 34-yard line.
Came back a little late. We'll try to replay it if we can. Here we go. Onside kick, just like you said.
Same guy keeps getting him, number 3.
Yep, and that ball popped out of bounds that time. So they're decent field position. Nice job of hitting the ball and knocking it loose.
Who is that number? Who's that number 3 for West Jessamine?
West Jessamine, that's Owens.
So we got to give him credit. He's grabbed 2 onside kicks, fumbled 1.
He's taking a beating though.
Yeah, but he keeps on ticking.
Yep.
Jacob Jones leads the team out. Only a junior. 17 touchdowns coming in, 9 passing, 8 rushing. Penalty being called.
Yep. False start, offense. You're getting going too quick. Somebody jumped. Can't afford mistakes when you're behind like this. You got to play a clean game. The referee seemed like he's a little bored out there. He needs to get in the act a little bit, man. He shows some excitement.
Woodford looking for another turnover. They're looking to turn this into a running clock, guys, I'm telling you.
And my apologies to Coach Johnson. It's Alvis Johnson, not Alvin. I'm sorry, Coach. Known him for 20 years. I know better.
Pass going to be complete out to Chestnut. Breaking, but he gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage at the 32-yard line.
You know, that's that little flare pass. Honestly, that's a good play against this defense, but you got to throw it quicker than that. Give your receiver time, to get behind those blocks. Those dudes on the outside, man, they can't hold those blocks that long.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
You better have a sense of urgency when you throw that football.
Yeah, throw that flare pass quickly and give him some time and some place to run.
Carter splits out to the left.
Timeout, maybe.
Timeout. 2:13 to go, guys. Let's keep it right here. 39-7, Woodford on top of West.
I guess that was a Woodford County timeout. So there was a little confusion in there. If you looked at that, there was a little confusion on the setup on the defense that time. A well-coached team. Coach Johnson does a really good job. All the coaching staff. Derek Johnson, I worked with him at Lexington Christian Academy. We were both on that championship team there.
I tell you, Dennis Johnson was a heck of a basketball player.
Yeah, he could have played any sport.
Yeah, he was supposed to play at UK his freshman year, but he knew he was going to go pro, so he just went football.
Little known fact here is underneath his khakis and his black sweatshirt there is a full body suit that he wears underneath just to sweat in. Every game, he's got a full sauna suit on.
That's why he's drinking so much hydrated water.
You got that right.
Hydrating.
I didn't need to know that, Steve. That just embarrasses me.
You're not going to eat at halftime, are you?
No.
Second down, 13. Woodford moved, but they didn't jump off sides.
No.
Jacob Jones, junior quarterback, and Chestnut, a sophomore running back. Here comes pressure, throws it out down the left side, and it's going to be caught.
Oh.
Carter falls down at the 10. He tripped on the turf monster.
Yep.
There's a flag down.
There's a flag right on the play, a little push-off defensively. Again, I just didn't see the number of the defender.
It could go either way again. But this time it's on the defense.
Yeah, it's on the defense that time.
Because Carter get a little push-off there himself. There's a little bit of hand play there.
Let him go. Let him play.
Yep.
I don't see any problem with it unless you interfere with the ball itself.
Sounds like a coach.
Push that receiver's hand down or something like that. Crank that clock. All right, here we go. Opportunity here to get another score.
They're fighting off that running clock, Gary.
Yep. Jones, the gun with Chestnut to the right. Goes it to Carter. Caught. Jumps up, catches the 25-yard line. Let's see where they mark him at. The hit was made, and the defensive play was made there by Ponce, Christian Ponce, who has a 75-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown this year.
Derek pronounced that name Ponce, so we'll try to remember that.
Ponce, okay.
Yeah. Had an opportunity, a little crossing route again, underneath that coverage. If they're in man-to-man, here's the deal. If you're in man-to-man, keep running. Run your route all the way to the hash mark or the numbers. And turn up field. If it's zone, you got to sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down in the grassy area.
1:21 to go.
And tip your hat to Ponce for coming from the defensive line and going downfield to make the tackle from behind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he wanted me to say his name, so I'd say it right. Ponce.
Derek said he's big and active. Extremely active on the
was active
line.
on that 75-yard fumble recovery for a TD earlier this year.
Wow, I tell you what, that would have been fun to see.
Rumbling and tumbling. Jones back. He's going to keep it himself. Hit by Ponce, and Ponce ain't going to let go. He says, you ain't going nowhere.
Not this time.
He had a snack, buddy. He ain't letting go of that thing.
Hey, I'll tell you who else was in there. Was number 57, Grant Garrison. Nickname, you ready for this? Skunk.
Here's the flag against Woodford. They threw an elbow.
Personal foul. Grant Garrison, they call him the Skunk. He is a defensive leader. Actually, he's on the wrestling team.
Why they call him Skunk?
I was afraid to ask.
I'll tell you right now, Coach Johnson's livid. He hates these kind of mistakes.
I don't see the call. It must have been something maybe late. Right there.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, but he may have said something. But
He's
boy,
talking to
Aiden Nelson.
Yeah, talking to Nelson.
Touchdown maker.
Yep, no kidding.
Aiden Nelson, I tell you what, you can talk about the running back. He's been sensational, Preston Stacy. But I tell you, next year, Mr. Football, Nelson's going to be in that conversation.
He's got to be in the conversation. And the speed that he's shown. Well, when he breaks open, like you said, Steve, he just opens up the distance.
Yeah, they got several D1 candidates on this roster, that's for sure.
Opportunity here. I don't think there's very much time left in the half here, but
I'm glad we saw Woodford this year, guys, because I think they're the real deal.
Me too, yeah.
Really good.
Zero coverage again. Look, man-to-man all the way across.
Jones fakes the chestnut, throws it high, incomplete to Stanfield.
Yeah, get the ball down a little bit. Try not to throw high when you're on the goal line like that. Just zip the ball into his chest if you can.
They may have to end up settling for a field goal here, Coach, because the defense is really starting to stiffen up down here.
It is, but, you're behind like this. You don't settle. You got to try everything you have.
Yeah, but you also want to stop that clock from running continuously, so a field goal gives you a little bit of extra room.
Only 69 seconds to go here in the first half. Second down and 10. Jones to Chestnut. To the 10, cuts it back inside to the 8, 7, and then tackled there, and Ponce got him again, along with
looked like number 2 on the
Schultz.
tackle, too.
And there's a timeout by West Jessamine.
This is Community Stadium, we're being told, not Alvin Johnson Field. That's in Mercer County.
Oh. Okay, well, a little mistake there. This is the Community Stadium here in Woodford County. Elvis Johnson.
I was wondering why it was named after him in Woodford County.
Yeah, somebody told us that it was Elvis Johnson.
We want
to
to give some kudos to Elvis. You sure we can name this field after him too?
And speaking of the devil, he rolls right out there to talk to the guys.
I apologize to the Woodford County people. This is obviously a beautiful stadium, community field.
I think the way Dennis is coaching this team, they'll be glad to name this stadium Elvis Johnson.
Yeah.
3rd and 5 here, a minute to go. Coach, are they going to take 2 attempts to get in the end zone, or are they going to give themselves a little distance?
I don't like that. Okay, I don't believe if I'm a coach, I want to score. I'm not worried about a running clock. The heck with it. Just play ball. Try to score. Okay, we've practiced all week. All right, we're going to have 3rd down or 4th down in close to the goal line. Practice your goal line offense over and over. You have 3 plays that you can run a pass and maybe 2 runs. A quarterback scramble or whatever.
Yeah.
You got to practice those things. Maybe you're getting beat 39-7 this game, but who knows what's going to happen again when you're down near the goal line.
In that zero coverage, you got to run that quarterback, right?
Yeah.
3rd down and 4 at the 8-yard line for Jones. Back into Pikeham's pressure, and he is sacked all the way back at the 21-yard line.
Skunk.
Coming was a skunk, got him and smelled him out.
Grant Garrison.
The skunk smelled him out, Gary Ball said. That's Grant Garrison, the defensive leader of this football team. Oh, by the way, he is now 5 sacks from the school record at sacks. 5 sacks.
6'1", 235-pound junior Garrison, and he came in as quick as a cat.
Shot out of a cannon.
He did.
His blocker looks like doubled down and left the hole open for him.
This Woodford team is making a believer out of me.
Yeah, they've got.
I told Darren Douglas, the radio play-by-play of Woodford County, I want to come down there and see what all the fuss is about. By the way, on the Scholastic Ball Report, I'm gonna give our show a plug. William helps us with it, but we got Dennis Johnson of Woodford County. It's so timely in it, Coach.
You do that every time, though. For some reason, Scholastic Ball Report, people watch that show. I mean, seriously, they cover all these athletes in this state, just about every sport, and they do a great job with the academics.
Yeah.
And even the coaches like that, getting Dennis out there.
Yeah, Johnson's on the show with 3 of his players, and Abby Peck. She has a 4.87 grade point average. Soccer star at Lafayette High School. I tell you what, she's a superstar in the classroom.
Yeah, and then for those people that are not familiar, if 4.0 is all you can get in a normal academic, roster or whatever you call class, but again, they take these advanced classes.
Weighted classes.
It's on the CW Sunday at noon. The Scholastic Ball Report. Jones, 4th down and 12, maybe 13. Passes down the middle, and it's caught. No, it's intercepted. Nelson coming the other way. He's going to bring it back. Nelson running to the near side. Nelson got blocking in front of him. and they're going to block it. Nelson breaks that tackle. Nelson back to the left side, breaks the tackle, 20-yard line, and Nelson, he gets down to the 5-yard line and tackle.
He looked like he ran out of gas.
104 yards on that return.
110.
He's just done.
He weaved for 110.
One of the players was playing like they were giving him CPR down there. He's just exhausted.
What do you mean playing like it? They were giving him CPR.
They give him oxygen, yeah.
All right, what we got here, Mr. Whitehat? Stay on him. Let's see.
Man.
Now that poor kid, if they tell him they're going to take that back.
Yep, they're bringing it back. Sideline warning against Woodford County, and that hitting the fists together, that was called last week too. That's something I haven't seen.
Turn around and look at that camera. I'll show you guys for a second. Everybody wave at the camera. Got blue light.
Hey, there's the crew.
Woo.
I'm glad you told us. See my bald head.
I mean, that's unreal. He's had 2 touchdowns called back, and now he's got a 110-yard return called back on an interception.
He's
going back to 4th and 15 now, Gary, or 4th and 14 as they line it back up.
Put the knee down and let the clock run out. You can't afford
18 seconds to go in the first half. We have a UFOs coming up at halftime, and Steve will give you some analysis. It'll be a halftime show that you won't forget.
I'm going to ask our assistant here, Bridget DeVries, if she could look at this and see if you can find out with 2 fists coming together by an official means, this signal. If it's not on there, maybe you can get on the website or something and find out. Because that's the second time I've seen that call in 2 games.
Woodford pointing to the clock or something. I'm not sure. A lot of the players are pointing. Got to watch it here to see. They go for a 94-yard pass.
So the interception was good, but the return was not here.
Yeah.
Or something happened right there.
39-7. 18 seconds. Patterson goes left. And it's incomplete through the hands of the intended receiver, Jackson.
See, that's what I don't.
Illegal blindside block.
Thank you, Bridget DeVries. Looked it up. An illegal blindside block. That is that's the call that just originated last year or so, Steve, when you come back toward the ball and block somebody. Used to be that was the funnest block in football. You could clean somebody's clock that way.
Got that
Knock the teeth out.
But they've taken that out of play in football.
Patterson, will he go deep to Nelson here? I don't know. Nelson probably too tired. Patterson. There's incomplete with the.
Well, that's twice he's looked for Jacob Jackson, Gary, and both times Jacob unable to come up with the ball.
8.8.
See, they're just I don't agree with this at all, but that's just me. Run the ball, get in at halftime.
They're up 32 points.
Yeah.
They scored in the second half. It's going to be a running clock.
If you're looking for a big play here, that's one thing. But again, you just want to make sure that you close out this half in a positive attitude.
Goes under center and keeps it. Rolls to the right. And does he stay in bounds? He should have stayed in bounds. He ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
1.2 seconds.
I believe I would have just stayed in bounds.
Yeah, they ran an option that time. That's the first time I've seen the option. I didn't even know they had the option in their repertoire. Little belly option to the fullback. The quarterback kept it and had a pitch man coming out there.
Yeah, when you're up 32 points in the first half, you take a knee with 8 seconds. Go in the locker room. You don't want to risk anything at that point.
No, you have too much of a chance of getting somebody hurt. But you don't want to punt from the end zone either. So
Preston Stacy says, "Give me the ball." At the 18-yard line, Patterson fires, and it's caught up to the 35, 40, spinning, and still on the feet up to the 40. That was a good run there by Jackson.
It was a really good run by Jackson. And let's see. That's a halftime. There you go, Gary Ball. You made it.
First half comes to a close. Mingy Beach Turkey game of the week. 39-7. Woodford leads West Jessamine. We'll be back to Woodford County at Community Stadium after this.
Some things never change, like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break, and the savory snack to go along with it.
This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingy moment.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
It's important to stand up
for what you believe in, for yourself and each other.
At WKYT, we stand for you.
Your voice,
the truth,
the facts.
When the pandemic hit, you had to lay off staff.
Because what matters to you matters to us. And when it comes to your safety, being prepared and informed.
If it's happening now,
it's happening here.
In Lexington.
In every breaking story, every severe weather event. Prepare now for damaging winds.
We will always
stand for you. I wanted to get back on the basketball court. I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Same apples, same phone, same coffee, same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you. Same shoes, same mixer, same computer, same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
At Atkinson Sims & Kermode, we are here to help you get back to what matters most.
Helping you through your financial situation is our only purpose. We are involved at every step, guiding you towards relief.
A better life can't exist after bankruptcy. Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78. Call us today and take the first step towards a new beginning. At Atkinson Sims Commode, helping you through your financial situation is our only purpose.
We're involved at every step, guiding you towards relief. Take the first step and dial 859-CALL-ASK or visit ask-law.com to schedule a free consultation.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Kentucky knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Kentucky needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
High school sports have evolved thanks to Prep Spin. Tonight, catch all the hard-hitting action live and in real time as the game happens in 1080p HD video. Join us tonight for the Mingy Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week with the legend Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan, and the king of stream, William Moorfield. Nobody does high school football like Prep Spin does. The Mingy Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week comes your way now.
Neighbor helping neighbor. At Whitaker Bank, we believe in giving back to our communities. Through our many sponsorships, we help provide our fellow Kentuckians with family-friendly fun and events, and scholarships to help students reach their dreams. We know you need banking to be fast and easy. We help with personalized services like mobile deposit. Get the app today and app, snap, deposit. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
All right, welcome back, Community Stadium here on the campus of Woodford County, or that's actually not on the campus. We're way out in the country. Beautiful stadium, Gary Ball and Steve Tressler. Beautiful stadium here.
Falling Springs.
And Falling Springs, yes. And I want to apologize again for the boo-boo of saying the wrong name for this stadium. It's Community Stadium, and they're very proud of it here. And obviously, by the fan turnout, they love their football team.
You got that right. It's a packed house, and what a night for football. I mean, 70 degrees, perfect weather. Woodford County's band is phenomenal. We've been hearing them all night in here, and just a great night for football.
Really is.
64 degrees now, 70 at kickoff.
70 kickoff, 64 degrees on 1st of October. All right, let's go ahead and go what we usually do at halftime. We call it our UFOs, our unheralded football overachievers. For you new listeners from people watching this game from West Jessamine and from Woodford County. What we do is 1 week before we play, we broadcast, we get the name and some information on somebody on the team in the program, not just a player, could be anything, could be a custodian, could be a filmer, could be a booster club person, could be anything. And we call that person the UFO, the unheralded football overachiever. The head coach gives us the name. Now, we've had some good ones in the past. Years ago, we were doing a game with Bowling Green, and the UFO was a young man who was a manager on a team who basically, when he was a child, got hit by lightning, had a heart stop, was brought back to life. They said he was paralyzed. He wouldn't be able to walk. He ended up getting all these things done, good student, and he was a manager on the football team. We've had all kinds. Today we have two good ones, too. First of all, for West Jessamine, Coach Marsh named as his UFO the center on the football team, Dorian Welsh. Now, what he said about Dorian is something I thought was really impressive. Said he's an undersized for an offensive lineman, but what gets him through this and makes him such a special player is that he's very smart and very, very tough. He just gets a lot of things done on the team. He's a leader out there, does a really good job in practice, and again, he's very smart and very, very tough. And here's what else he said, and I appreciate this. Coach Marsh said, and another thing about Dorian Walsh, he grows a really great full beard. So that's pretty good for high school. That's quite a compliment.
If you've got a full beard and mustache as a high school football player, I mean, that's something to tip your hat to. I was never that guy. And you know what? I liked watching Carlos Plancia, too, that left guard, 5'10", 280 pounds as well for West Jessamine.
Yeah.
I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yep, he did. Now, Dennis Johnson, his UFO, his unheralded football overachiever. Now, this is a good one. We've all seen this guy doing things, but he's never got the credit. And that's one thing the UFO's for, to give some credit for people who don't get that kind of attention. His UFO is Bob Crouch. Bob Crouch is the director of football operations here. He's been with Dennis for 12 years, since he was a head coach down at Jesse Clark in Lexington. He does everything for the program. He handles the field care. He does the equipment. He's a video filming for practice and games. His son actually played for Dennis at Jesse Clark and then at Lafayette. And now Coach Nick Crouch, who is the son of Bob Crouch, is also the receiver coach at Woodford County. Wow. Obviously doing a heck of a job. On Friday nights, you can find Coach Crouch, his wife and brother working to get everything set up before the game. It's a family affair. Coach Crouch spends more time at the school than all the coaches combined. He loves and takes pride in his job and does that job every single day. He's a retired Lexington firefighter after 30 years of service.
Wow.
He is what the Woodford County program is all about, Coach Johnson says. And I actually saw a tweet today that came out when someone said they were driving by in the field after work the other day. There was one person on the field working. It was Bob Crouch out there getting work done for Woodford County. So congratulations to Bob Crouch, the director of football operations, the Mr. Everything for Dennis Johnson and the Woodford County Yellow Jackets, the UFO, the unheralded football overachiever.
And what a nice gesture by Dennis Johnson to go out, go off of his football roster and look for the people to help make it all happen. I mean, you can look at just the picture of that field and can tell that whoever mows that does an amazing job because it is perfect.
Yeah, it is perfect, all right. The only thing you need is a blower to blow up those little black rubber things.
Those little pebbles everywhere, that's right. But, yeah, just a great gesture by Coach Johnson, and what a man he's turned into. We've watched him here in Central Kentucky grow up. I mean, truly, we've watched him as an elementary kid to a high school football player to a college football player, his NFL career, and he came back home, and he's doing exactly what he loves doing, and that's being a part of football.
But you know what? This program started out on rocky ground, if you remember.
I was the public address here for those first few years.
Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough on him, but he persevered. That's one thing that I like about these coaches, that they have the tenacity to persevere through some of these things. Now, sometimes there are coaches that take over programs that are struggling. they're builders. There's coaches that are maintainers, that they go to good programs and they're really good at keeping them that way. And then there's coaches that close out their years at a certain place and do a good job. And we talked about Bob Beatty over at Trinity.
Oh, yeah.
What a wonderful record he has, and he's done a great job. But let's also talk about the coach at Johnson Central that passed away recently, Mackey.
Jim Matney.
Matney, yeah. Just he was wonderful. You talk about a program now.
Yeah.
Johnson Central was pretty weak for years, Gary, as you know.
And he
came in and did a great job.
I just talked to Coach Matney about a couple weeks before he got COVID, and then eventually succumbed to it. But he was a great guy. He was a great coach, great man, a family man, and nobody met Jim Matney that didn't like the real person, because he was for the mountains. He loved the mountains. He told his kids, hey, you got to be proud of you from the mountains. So he was a great coach, and we miss him, and God rest his soul.
Right, and one of the best quotes I've ever heard was by Coach Matney. He was asked, he had a comeback and upset a team that was supposed to beat him, and the press guy, you know how these guys, they stick a microphone in your face, you don't know what they're going to ask. And the guy said, well, what do you attribute your comeback and your win to? He said, well, divine intervention and a good dose of defense, which is, I think, is a really, really good line.
Yeah, it is. That is a fantastic line. You know what? A divine intervention and a good dose of defense will win a lot of football games.
It will.
Sound like the girl we had on this Scholastic Ball Report. We asked her about her school. I think she went to Catholic. This was years ago. She said, well, a lot of Jesus and a whole lot of coffee. That's how I maintain that GPA.
That's wonderful, too.
You talk about those coaches that can persevere. You also have to have an athletic director that'll persevere through the rough seasons with that coach and filter out all the noise that they hear while that coach is trying to build those programs up. And I think about Rich Brooks in the first 3 or 4 years here and how people wanted him out of here, and he turned him into a winner.
Yeah. That's a really good point. I don't think these athletic directors get enough credit. And actually, by the way, in high schools in this state, they're looking for athletic directors. They can't find athletic directors and officials, referees. We're really hurting for officials in this state, people. We've got to find some young people that know the game of football and are willing to sacrifice, one night a week to get out there and officiate some games.
And, Mark Stoops as well. He's one of those coaches that he's a builder, and what a job. I think, a lot of people don't think that he's the man for the job. I think he's done a tremendous job at Kentucky with the culture, and we're recruiting like never before.
Exactly. I listened to Tim Tebow today on the radio, and he was talking about Mark Stoops, about how good of a job he's done.
Logan Ford has it teed up for Woodford County.
Here we go.
About set for the second half, and Ford's onside kick. It's bobbled, and Woodford County's got it at the 42-yard line.
Do you think they're intentionally onside kicking, Gary? Or you think
yes,
they're without a kicker or what? I don't.
Something's happened to
him. Cam Humber from West Jessamine had it in his arms. It looked like he just spit it out. I don't know what happened there, but somehow Woodford County gets the balance and the ball back. And look, he's getting the King's robe for that fumble recovery.
29 to recover the coach. 29 for Woodford.
Let's watch this pop loose again.
Yeah, just spit back out.
Yeah, 29, Adrian's Aponic Brown.
So it'll be Yellow Jackets football. And Patterson back to pass, rolls left, throws it deep, and it's going to be incomplete. Nelson called for interference, but no flag.
No flag, and that was a pretty good job of coverage again by Brown. Interestingly, they're now in that zone, and they're sitting back there a little bit. They're not going to let those receivers get back behind them if they can help it. Woodford County's going to have to, against this defense, Woodford's going to have to settle down and run that football. This is absolutely perfect for running the ball here. Notice how the linebackers drop back.
What a great crowd we have here tonight, guys.
Packed.
Unbelievable crowd. They know how good this Woodford team is, Woodford County. Patterson.
There you go.
Gives up the gut, and Stacy stiff arms and tripped up at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that was number 21, Nason, Andrew Nason.
Ball carrier was Preston Stacy. Young man's looked good tonight, Steve.
Yeah, he really has. He's one of those guys that he's got a motor. Coach Johnson loves him, thinks he's going to be in the talks for Mr. Football next year. You know, I used to do public address here years ago, and Coach hated it when I'd say, all right, let's bring in the Woodford reserves. And then they say, hey, stop saying that.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I sure like it.
Yeah.
Pass over the far side and to the 40, still running and running hard down to the 27-yard line. Chastain helped out on the stop, and the ball carrier catch was made by Jacob Jackson.
Looked like Turner also was in on the tackle there. Pretty interesting, running the little screen pass on the outside. This is a perfect opportunity in Woodford County in this third quarter to do some different things. Run the football. Don't try to go over the top all the time. Work on some things that are really going to be important to you later.
Especially when they're not sitting in that when they're zone coverage.
Yeah, and they're 5 yards off with the linebackers too. Run the ball. Bad
Patterson,
snap.
low snap, rolls right, throws it, and it's going to be touchdown. It's caught, and the touchdown by Micah Smith.
A little fade right on the outside.
Tells you what we know.
Yeah, well, he scrambled to get out there and did a good job. I mean,
that's Smith's first touchdown catch.
Yeah, Mekhi Smith, a freshman too.
Yeah.
That's a hook and go. Watch that one more time if we can. Oh, man, I can't see the receiver. The receiver runs down, runs a little hook. The defender bites on it, and then he just turns and goes deep.
45-7, so we've got a running clock now. Logan Ford, the extra point is up, and it's third. So 46-7, third quarter action. We'll be back on the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us.
Okay, we're back here at Community Stadium. Again, 46-7, Woodford County, and a running clock for this half.
Ford kicks it, and it's taken by Chastain. 30, 35, 36-yard line. Good return by Chastain.
And a tackle by number 29.
Same kid that recovered the fumble.
Zaparnik.
Same kid that recovered the fumble.
Zaparnik Brown.
That's a long name.
It's a hyphenated name.
Zaparnik Brown.
Yep. Impressed with him. He's really in on some plays now.
He's making himself noticed for sure, Coach. And you know what? When you're a junior, that's really when you start to figure out the game. When you're on that varsity level, you really start to get it then.
It's good to have juniors, but seeing freshmen out there playing too, that's pretty impressive.
You got quite a few of them out there for Woodford. 46-7. Jones. That's a good shot. Gets it up the gut to Chestnut. He's smothered and double teamed and knocked down.
Way too much pressure in there.
That was a nice play by the linebacker.
That looked like Geiler again.
Yeah.
Geiler's been in there quite a bit. Also, I'm pretty impressed with, for Woodford County, number 6 has been in there a lot. Turner, a junior.
Yeah, we've said his name a lot too.
I think he lost a couple yards on that, guys.
Oh, he did.
He did, yeah.
Second and about 12.
Locked up man-to-man
That's
again.
a real good shot right there. I love that picture. Jones gets it, rolls left, pressure, and he's going to be sacked. 23 got him. He flexes the muscles, and that's going to be Isaac Reed.
Big Isaac Reed, 185-pound senior, and he was all over that one.
Yeah, Grant Garrison came in with him, and he had no chance. I mean, he had somebody in front of him and on either side of him, Coach.
Well, they're teeing off on him. They're running that 4-4 defense. They can blitz those linebackers. It kind of confuses the blocking sometimes. Get good penetration, and offensively, you struggle when they know you're going to throw the football.
Oh yeah, those backers lick their chops on 3rd and long, 2nd and long. They know what's going to happen.
7:45 to go. Running clock here in the third quarter. Woodford up by 39 points, if my math's right. 46-7. Jones, bad snap, and he's going to pay for it. Sacked and coming in to get him. And coach, that was
Caleb Brown again.
That time, Jessamine realized that they were penetrating. They ran what I call a short back. They had a running back between the tackle and the end in there, up close, up tight, to try to pick up that extra blitz. Well, the bad snap did that away. That was kind of what we call a Y receiver, because he came across the block. But again, the snap just defeated the purpose of that whole concept.
Yeah, it's 4th and Anderson County now for West Jessamine.
Carter will punt back inside the 10-yard line.
Oh.
Punt is off, and it's going to be the near side. Woodford watches the bounce. Takes a Woodford County bounce back to the 45-yard line.
Kicking games hurt them all night. Really. I'm surprised they didn't. It looked they were trying to run a player off the field. Woodford was, and I don't know whether or not they caught him or with 12 men on the field again or what. I guess not.
They're spotted at the 44 on the West Jessamine side of the field, so great field position for the Yellow Jackets.
This is a super opportunity again for Preston Stacy to get some more yardage.
Bryce Patterson. Here comes pressure backside. He eludes it. Rolls to the right, being chased. Now throws it, and incomplete. Throws it in the West Jessamine sideline.
Hit the coach in his leg.
You know, Jake Collins had 2 hands on him that time, Coach, and that's so frustrating, not only for a coach but for a player. You got 2 hands on the quarterback, and you allow him to kind of spin his way out, almost like a judo move to get out of there. He used your weight against you and spun out of it.
Yeah, that was a good job by him. And again, I thought a really good job of throwing the ball out of bounds, Gary.
You know, Bryce,
just smart.
Patterson's been a starter since his sophomore year, so this is 3rd year. He went through a COVID year last year. Had in 19, it was a solid year. Now this year is his senior year.
Yeah, he
mature.
Made the correct decision on that one too.
Pass on the near side to Nelson. Sifthorn's a man now, ran out of bounds at the 35.
Yeah, they played him on the outside a little bit better this time, so we couldn't do that little spin to the outside. And that time it didn't quite work.
Yeah, that little fake inside and then roll outside. Yeah,
it was
went for a touchdown last time he did that.
It did. I think it took a while, but I think they're outmatched. But the Colts are playing correct defense now, I think, what they're seeing.
35-yard line. Patterson's going to keep it. Roll up down to the 32-yard line. Just a direct snap, quarterback draw.
Yeah, number 14, a little injured on Chastain, but he came up there to make the tackle. He came hard.
He sacrificed his body, Coach.
Yeah, Hunter's a good-sized kid, 6 foot, 200-pound senior. Injury down, so we'll stop the clock for that injury. 46-7, guys. It's been all Woodford County. They're flexing their number 4 ranked muscles.
Yeah.
They look good. We'll see this. Oh, that was one of the catches, yeah. Their interception, I mean. Actually.
Yeah, that's the one they brought back. He intercepted. There's a fumble recovery to start the half.
By the kid with the longest name in Kentucky high school football.
Yeah. And you might be right.
There's a stiff arm.
Yeah, that shows some strength. Watching some highlights here. I love this. Good job, William. Our producer over here doing a heck of a job showing us some highlights.
That's why we call him King of Stream.
That's right. Nice throw, nice catch. Over the shoulder, pretty. That was really nice.
Standing room only here tonight.
Yeah, great camera work.
No chance.
Nothing.
Nothing there. When we watch these teams play, these coaches have got really good discipline with them. we've run into in the past. We've seen some teams that are maybe doing a little pushing and shoving on the field, talking, taunting a little bit. These teams are really straight. I mean, they're clean football teams, and they're hard working.
That student section here called the Hive. The Yellow Jacket students are all waiting for the game to come back here, and I think we're ready, Coach Gary.
Thank you very much. And it's
4:23 on the clock.
how much?
4:23.
4:23 on the running clock here in the third. 46-7. Bryce Patterson combined for 12 touchdowns coming in. How many has he got tonight, fellas? About 4. Those are down the right side, and it's out of our camera shot, and he missed it anyway.
You overthrew him. You even overthrew our camera. That's pretty good. That's quite a distance. I'm okay with what they're doing here, but if you want to try to get your quarterback stats, or that's what you're doing, or you just want to, add some points on the team that you don't like, I've seen that before. But they're sitting there.
Here's that throw we missed.
Yeah, just overthrew.
Over his fingertips.
They're sitting with that defense where you can get some good yardage by your runners. Penalty is going to be against
West
for stepping in the neutral
jumped
zone.
all sides, number 52.
Coach, you may want to be saving those runners too, and saving their shoulders and those, because the clock's going to run even if you have an incompleted pass. So, who knows what the intent is there. They got a 39-point lead, though. You would think the idea is rest your players as much as possible, let the play clock run down.
I agree with using your starters in the third quarter, but work on some things that you're going to need later. Not this.
Down the right side, and it's going to be a touchdown. Nice. No, they say he was out of the back, and number 3 caught the ball and thought Smith had it, but they say it was out of bounds.
I think he bobbled the ball maybe. It looked like he didn't quite have a grip on the football.
I'd like to see that again.
And you ask, you get.
You ask and you shall receive. I don't know, Coach. It looked like he caught that.
I think when I described the play, I said touchdown.
Yeah, the official said he was bobbling the ball. That's what he called.
All right.
I don't agree with it, but that's what he called. There we go. That's what I wanted to see.
Around the right side and running down to the 10 and touchdown. Good job there. That was Jackson Gleer.
Did he just hug his mom?
He hugged somebody.
It better be his mom, said the girlfriend.
That man just hugged his mom.
He had time to hug his mother on the way down.
It's coming back, though, boys.
It's coming back,
Well,
though.
go take that hug back.
You can't take hugs back.
Wipe that hug off.
Man, he run the hug to his mom.
Give us a call, White Hat. Did we miss it again?
You know what? It could have been one of the officials' wives that he hugged because they're bringing that touchdown back.
Yeah, maybe.
Here at the Beehive, Woodford County Yellow Jackets. I like that nickname.
I do too, and I like the uniform combination. Although those shiny numbers that are yellow, just
a little hard to see.
A little tough.
They got WOFO on the helmets.
Yeah, I like that, WOFO.
Patterson fakes the line, back to pass, throws it down the middle. It's caught, and this time it's going to be a touchdown, and that's the same guy, Mekhi Smith.
And they're not going to bring this one back.
No, that was clean.
$52-7.
And you got to remember, Coach, they've had 3 touchdowns called back.
They have, for sure.
This could be 70-7 at this point.
Yeah, well, it might still be.
Give me this 30 seconds on the clock.
30 seconds.
Give me this. Come on.
Here is Logan Ford. The kick is up, and it is good. 53-7. Be back on the Minky Beach Turkey High School Football Game of the Week here on WKYT.com.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and Prep Spin.
Welcome back, and 52-7 now. And don't forget to watch the Scholastic Ball Report. One thing you can catch on there, the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. Every week.
I bet if there's anybody here, they're going to catch some of these catches were pretty amazing. The one down in the end zone down on the right where the Jessamine County kid got both feet in bounds.
Got that right.
Several really nice catches.
Here's Ford set to kick it off. And it's going to be the near side. And bobbled, and Carter will run it to the far side. And let's see, Carter upended.
Number 34 made the tackle for Woodford County Jackson Bug.
Looks like they brought him down around the 28-yard line. So after that bobble, he was able to pick up a few yards.
And that should do it for the third quarter. So is that it? Is that it? Third quarter? William, is the third quarter over?
Third quarter, is it over, guys? Yes.
Third quarter comes to a close. We're coming back to the fourth quarter. Woodford 52, West Jessamine 7 on the Mingy Beer Jerky Game of the Week.
We're so glad to have you with us this morning.
Emergency leaders are urging
Catch by Dylan Carter. We'll take a look at that again as Jones found him down the middle on a nice catch.
Really good job by Dalton holding his hand down there and keeping his balance.
As the fourth quarter started, got the running clock, so it'll be a fast quarter. Jones.
Movement.
Yep.
Steps up, and he is sacked at the 30-yard line.
Three officials let one go there. There's a offensive movement.
It's 52-7, Coach.
We're going back to that other play here. Let's
mean,
watch this from the beginning, Gary. Nice throw. Threw that ball a country mile, didn't he?
Sure did. Good catch, too.
There it is.
Dalton Carter going up high for it.
Boy, we have seen some hands in this game.
Yeah. And the play after that, Grant Garrison was the Woodford County defender that got the sack there.
Here's Jones back in the pocket. Airs it down the right side. Touchdown to Carter.
Yep. Gary, you talked to me earlier today before this game or yesterday, whatever, and you were talking about this Jones kid and his throwing skills. He's got a great arm. That ball was laid right in there. Pookie Jones was a pretty darn good quarterback, too.
He's a good quarterback and a really good baseball player. This kid's a good baseball player, too.
And you can see why UK offered him. When he's had the time to throw the ball, he's got a nice touch and he's got a strong arm. Much needed points for West Jessamine.
They're not giving up. They're upset with this score. Obviously, they're playing.
And they got Isaac
over their head.
Well, you said it, Coach. They're just overmatched in this game.
They are.
Isaac Maynard with the extra point. It up, and it is good. 52-14 in the ball game. We'll be back here in the fourth quarter on the Minky Beer Jerky High School Football Game of the Week at Woodford County.
Welcome back, and here's the kickoff from West Jessamine. Nice score on that drive. Nice pass down the middle, and good touchdown. So, and they kick it out of bounds. That ball's going to be real short, at least the 35-yard
line. Flag on the play.
Whitecap looks like he's ready for the car and head home.
Yep,
he looked like that in the first quarter.
He wants to go out there and get in his Bob Kane Ford and hit the road to get home as fast as he can.
Jack Kane Ford.
Jack Kane Ford, yeah.
And Bob will sell it to him, though.
Bob will sell it to him.
You got that right.
Or somebody, well, that 21-year-old will probably sell him a couple of them.
Okay, clock is going to be running, and this 6:05 to go right now, and it'll go quickly. Woodford County's got new running backs in there.
And new quarterback who fumbles it, gets back on it. We'll see who that is as soon as we see his number. 21 is the new quarterback, and that is...
That's Andrew Nason.
Andrew Nason.
Andrew Nason, 5'10" freshman.
And the running back, I think, was Graham Hodge, number 37, I believe. So they have some new people in there, Steve.
Nason, the quarterback. Hodge, a running back. Whitehouse on both sides. Nason keeps it. Now flips it out, and we lost the camera. Here comes to the near side. He's running, and down to the 33-yard line.
It fooled everybody on that one. Little option. They came back to the belly option from that look.
Yeah, Wyatt Crow looked like just a dive play.
Yeah.
Wyatt Crow took off and got some big yardage, and that's what Coach Johnson has done here so well. He gets those young guys in the big varsity games. They get experience, and so when they come back the next year, it's not as intimidating.
Crow picked up good yardage that time.
See, I'm really excited to know that they've got the belly option in their offense.
Isn't that cool?
Look, double wing like Navy runs and Army.
J.D. DeVries would be proud.
Yeah, look at that. Nice option, pitch the ball.
Here's the camera guy that didn't get his ankle broke.
Turns upfield, reads the defender. Nice pitch. Perfect, actually, timing on the pitch. Well done.
Yeah, drew the defender in.
Got his face mask pulled. Nobody called it.
We're trying to get that clock running, too, Gary.
Just don't let it happen on the big stage. We're doing the stage.
Must have been a timeout here. Yeah, let's go back to that wishbone. It's not a wishbone. They're running a double option like the service academies run.
Yeah.
There are two wings. They motion a wing. They can belly the fullback. You got to have a good fullback when you run that. Somebody that can really develop, run the ball up in there hard. It also opens up for play action passes and so on. I like that. Now, the reason the service academies run it is because they have very little practice time. And so you can take this offense and have maybe 5 plays or 6 plays, running plays, but practice it from just very different angles and motions. And that way, you can get your offense done in a short period of time.
It looks like you got more than you have.
Yeah, but the other reason is if you have smaller, more, let's say, fit linemen like the service academies do, you don't have to overpower and block the big guys. You can angle block just about everything, and angle blocks is the best way to go when you run an option.
That's why we love him, Steve. He explains it that way.
Well, you know what? He's right. You can't be a 300-pound guy in the Army and play football. They don't have them.
They don't have them.
If you don't meet the height, weight standards, you don't play.
Yeah, good point. Nason keeps it. Rolls left. He's got some running room. 25, 20, 15. Ran out of bounds at 13-yard line.
I'm really happy. Well, Mason, a pretty good job, really.
Yeah, they got new defenders in there, too. A couple new ones for West Jessamine. But it was the starters that kind of pushed him out of bounds there. Eli Nickel was chasing him down, and Jaden Miller as well. So still keeping a lot of those seniors
I think
in.
we're into the JV team is what we're into because a lot of them are showing up on the depth chart.
Connor Dutton was in there for Woodford.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Motion man, Nason rolls right, keeps us back inside, and touchdown, Nason. What a run.
That was mainly varsity for West Jessamine, so that's a good bright spot. If you're Coach Johnson, you're happy to see that.
Yeah, Nason, a 6'1" freshman running the football.
So
Really
he plays on the freshman team.
Yeah, very impressive.
Their freshman team must be pretty good.
Well, I mean, 2 really good runs by Nason, also really good at pulling the defender on that play and giving the pitch as well.
All right, one of my favorite players are going to be coming in right now for Woodford. Jackson Cable, or Cabell, I would say, 5'9", 220, is going to come in here on the extra point. Let's see if my boy Jackson's in there, number 62. Yep, I believe he's there on the right side of the offensive line.
Nason's holding. Kick up, and it is good.
Under 3 minutes left, guys.
Under 3 minutes to go in this ball game, and Woodford 65-14.
Let's talk about it, Woodford, a little bit now, Gary. The rest of this season, in this 5A, they're going to have some games when they get into the playoffs, but I don't see anybody beating them in their division. Would it be the Frederick Douglass? Would that be in the region?
I'm not sure how they
I don't know how they're
playoff set up, but 60. Is it 59-14 or 59?
Well, maybe Steve. Maybe you can look up their schedule, and we'll see what they have the rest of this season. I'd love to follow them, how they have the rest of this season. But I don't see anybody playing with them.
No.
Let's see.
Rest of the season, Woodford County. I'm going to pull up their schedule now. They're at Collins.
1:55 on the clock.
1 minute 55 seconds to go in the game. Madison Southern. They've got next week.
Madison Southern's not a bad team.
And that's a district game for them.
Simon Kenton didn't much this year.
No, they're done.
Running to near Stanfield, and good return by Stanfield up to the 45-yard line.
Sure was a good return. Nice job.
So they got Madison Southern next week. Actually, is going to be their open week. Actually, no. Let me back up here. We're talking Woodford County, right? Okay. I don't want to misspeak there.
59-14, clock running down. I'd say there's very little time left on the clock.
Yeah, they got Madison Southern next Friday night, followed by Collins. That'll be a home game for Woodford County. Then they're away at East Jessamine, and looks like they close out the regular season with Simon Kenton here.
I see them going 10-0.
I see them going 10-0 also. Yeah.
They're going to be 10-0 going into the playoffs.
45 seconds.
Yeah, they're running a cover 2 now. They're just playing zone out there. Easiest thing to do. 30 for
West.
For West Jessamine.
This will be the last play, guys.
Was Christian Bowling, 6'1".
And 16 is
junior
quarterback.
16's in there too.
It's the last play.
That's Stephen Reed.
Last play here for Reed. Reed in the out of a shotgun. High snap over his head. And it'll let the ball go, and it's jumped on by Woodford County, and that's a ball game. Woodford County wins it 59-14. And I tell you what, guys, Woodford County's got some running back. They got a good quarterback. They got receivers. They got a good defense. It's going to take a really good team to come in there and beat Woodford County.
Yeah, the only two teams the only team that we've seen this year that I think could handle them was Lexington Christian Academy. I think they're loaded in both sides of the football. But as far as otherwise of that, Frederick Douglass, tough football team, hard team to beat with a lot of athletes and good coaching. But they should be 10-0 this year and going into the playoffs riding high.
You know, the big game in this, Class 5A, this is District 7, Class 5A. The big game is going to be Collins and Woodford County, because Collins is the team that's won this district the last few years. So that's going to be a huge game when they meet here in a couple weeks.
And when I asked them on this Classic Ball Report, I asked the players from Woodford County, what are their goals? They said, win the district. That's exactly what they said. They want to win the district.
That sounds like Coach Johnson. One step at a time. You win your district, you win your region, and then we'll talk about state.
Well, what about the Collins, Gary? You know a little bit about Northern Kentucky. Where are they located? And
they're in Shelbyville. It's named after Martha Lane Collins. And they're really good. Steve's right. They're a really good football team. I don't think they're as good as Woodford, but they're a good team.
Is there still a Shelby County High School?
Yes, Shelby County and Collins.
Oh, okay.
There are a couple high schools there. And the big game up in Northern Kentucky tonight was Beechwood at Dixie. That was the big game.
That would be a good game. I think Covington Catholic's down a little bit this year.
Yeah, they're down a little bit.
But Michael Meyer, I'm telling you what, he's not down. He played for Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's a freshman All-American last year and listed as one of the top tight ends in the country. He's a real deal. So let's recap this game, guys.
Well, I'm all I can tell you is that Woodford County got a grip on everything right at the beginning of the game, and they held on. They just they overpowered West Jessamine in just about every phase of the game.
Yeah, West Jessamine, either they showed up too excited or they showed up just not ready to go, because they started the first 3 plays of the game with 3 penalties. If you think back, they had a penalty to start the game on the kickoff. They kicked it out of bounds. Then you go back-to-back penalties with that cornerback nickel that had the pass interference, and they set Woodford up to score really easily on that first drive. And from then on, they were constantly climbing out of a hole.
And then Nelson, he had 2 touchdowns called back. He had a great interception called back. So the man could have had a monster game. Yeah. He had a good game as it was, but he could have had a monster game.
And you think 3 touchdowns called back could have been 80 points for Woodford County tonight. And just so you know, I'm not picking on Elijah Nickel, that cornerback. He's only a sophomore, and he's going to do better. And he had a pretty good game after that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the running back. And I think that feed that young man as many times as you can in the next few games. Get him ready for the playoffs. He looks like one of those guys, Gary, that gets tougher as the game goes on.
Yeah, are you talking about Preston?
Preston Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy. Yeah.
1,000-yard.
Between him and Aiden, they're just going to be a monster in the playoffs.
Preston Stacy was a 1,000-yard rusher last year, and he'll be a 1,000-yard rusher this year, I'm sure. So it was a great game for Woodford County tonight. I want to thank all my broadcast teammates. King of Stream, William Warfield. Great camera work by the camera people. Steve Tressler, Mike Meehan. This is Gary Ball from Woodford County, where they win it 59-14 over West Jessamine. Until next week, have a great week, everybody, on the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week.